led you from that college coaching level to moving to the Rangers and joining this minor league group?
I was actually pretty fortunate to be around some really quality people at junior college level. Travis Herbert, who's the pitching coordinator for the Phillies now, and he was our head coach there at the time when I first started. And pitching coach Rick Aguirre was there, who's now the pitching coordinator for the Yankees. The hitting guy that I got the pleasure of working with.
Third baseman number 19, Frank DeLeon. The starting pitcher for the Drive, wearing number 38, Jackson Paez.
It's been fantastic thus far.
Drew, appreciate the time. Enjoy the afternoon.
Great, thank you.
We'll be back after this on the Spartanburgers pregame show.
Proud sponsor of the Hub City Spartanburgers. Visit Fifth Third Bank in Spartanburg at 1585 East Main Street. Now back to Spartanburgers baseball on Fox Sports Spartanburg 98.3.
Spartanburgers lineup announced as we sit high above home plate and watch the lettuce green tops, white pants, and caps to match the jersey stream onto this beautiful diamond at Fifth Third Park. Ian Unsworth, Andrew Silver with you just a couple minutes before first pitch between the Spartanburgers and Drive. Visiting Greenville, 8-10. Liam Carroll's lineup starts with two of the first three batting from the left side. Ferry Rodriguez, Zan Zanatello, righty hitting shortstop, and then Nelly Taylor follows it up. He's the DH. He will swing left-handed. Zach Earhart hits cleanup. Miguel Blaze fifth. Brooks Brannon playing first today, bats sixth. Malvin Alcantara is at second. Hudson White batting eighth, catching. And Framey DeLeon plays third and hits in the 9-hole. They face DJ McCarty, the Hub City righty, right behind the mound. We'll step aside for the national anthem and be back with the first pitch.
Get ready, Spartanburg. It's not just the Hub City Spartanburgers making a comeback. Spartanburg Community College is excited to extend the live
The I-85 rivalry ready for game number 5 of 6. The first series played in downtown Spartanburg between these two rivals. Just over 33 miles separate Floor Field and Fifth Third Park. 45 minutes across from each other. Drive and Spartanburgers. Home team leads the series 3-1. Win today, DJ McCarty could grab his first, and the Spartanburgers could grab their first series win ever in the 6-game sets that make up the season.
Exactly, a couple of splits to start the season. Technically, they got a series win at Aberdeen when they won 2 of 3, but at least certainly the first home series win here at Fifth Third Park.
DJ McCarty started in Saturday's game against Aberdeen, just the second game of the season. As we get through his 3 first games, only 3 against the Ironbirds of Aberdeen, 3 1/3 against Wilmington. Then the Bowling Green Hot Rods came to town, came to Spartanburg. McCarty went 4 innings. Andrew, you mentioned that after a rough start, he battled back.
He did. He showed some fight after he didn't, get off to the great start, but he got through 4 innings. He gave his team a chance, and the offense came through that day with double-digit runs to win it.
Chad Comer's offense today starts with Dylan Dreiling at left, then Anthony Gutierrez at center, Keith Jones the second in right. Arturo Diesel gets the day off in the field. He DHs bats cleanup. Casey Cook hits 5th, playing 2nd. Cal Stark over at first, bats 6th. Figueroa 7th. Julian Brock, the catcher, 8th. And Theo Hardy 9th. Ferry Rodriguez steps in to begin the game. Greenville center fielder, hitting .278. Michael Cross behind the dish, calling balls and strikes. Gustavo Garza, our field umpire, on Saturday afternoon. McCarty set, and he delivers. Breaking ball outside with the lefty Rodriguez is ball 1 at 4:37. Beautiful day for baseball. Temperature just over 80 degrees. 1-0 pitch. Cranked foul down the first base line. Partly cloudy skies. Got a big gray cloud hanging over the park. At the moment, it should pass on. We see blue to our left. McCarty, the 1-1. Rodriguez takes shoulder high, called strike 2.
Weather says we should be good at least for the first 5 innings or so. Maybe some rain around 6.
1-2, way inside. Rodriguez backs out of the way.
But even that's just about a 40% chance right now, so we'll see.
It's a WSPA weather report. 2-2 to Rodriguez. Right on left, McCarty, the pitch. Off speed, backs Rodriguez off the dish. 4-pitch mix for DJ McCarty. Starts with the sinker, which gets up to 96. Cutter and slider, and the changeup. His payoff. Off speed, sent to right center field. Cook races out, but called off as Gutierrez glides in to make the catch. Keith Jones was playing really deep. So at a 45-degree angle, Gutierrez came streaking across the outfield for the first out. Outfield from left to right is Dreiling, Gutierrez, and Jones. Figueroa at third, Hardy at short, Cook at second, Stark at first. Julian Brock is squat behind the plate. Pitch is low and away to Nizan Zanatello. 1-2, back in the order for Greenville. Zanatello swung it well this week. Right-handed hitting shortstop. 1-0 pitch. Fastball above the letters. 2 balls, no strikes to Zanatello. 6'1", 180-pound, 19-year-old. 2-0. Bends low and away. Zanatello will celebrate his 20th birthday just about a month from now in May. He's already got 5 hits this week. 3-0. McCarty doesn't want to risk a 6th. The sinker way outside. Zanatello, a 4-pitch walk. Nellie Taylor comes up next. Not playing the field this afternoon. Taylor hitting just a tick under 280. McCarty ready. His pitch to the lefty. Swing and a miss. Strike one. High RPM slider from McCarty. It'll take a late dive. Taylor cut over the top. Now the 0-1 pitch. Zanatello goes off speed outside. Throw to second. Not in time. Head first dive from Zanatello to beat the tag from Hardy. Pitch was called a strike on the outside corner. So Taylor's in an 0-2 hole, but he has a runner in scoring position. Nazan Zanatello just got his 4th bag of the year. McCarty delivers. 0-2 dives into the dirt. McCarty's already given up 11 runs, 10 of which are earned. Pitch. Taylor clubs a ground ball foul. First base side. Big tomahawk of a swing. Just getting started at Fifth Third Park. 3-hole hitter Nelly Taylor and a 1-2 count. Zanatello on second after his 4-pitch walk. No score yet. He looks at the runner, delivers home. It's called strike 3. Breaking ball backs up to the outside corner. McCarty with his first K of the day. In the last 2 starts, McCarty's had 5 strikeouts apiece. There's his first. Zach Gerhardt, right-handed hitting left fielder ready. The pitch. Shin high for ball 1.
Good use of the changeup there for that first strikeout. Took a little off of it and good location. That was the even better part of that pitch, was right at the knees, and he really froze Taylor.
1-0 pitch. It's the sinker for a strike. No question about it.
McCarty, similar to Davalillo from last night, not a guy that's going to overpower you with high 90s velo, so it's a lot about that mixing of pitches and his 4-pitch arsenal.
Righty's 1-1. Bends outside.
There's the slider. Cutter and sinker along with the changeup. Tops out in the low to mid 90s. Most of his sinkers so far today around 93.
On the first base side of the rubber from the stretch. The 2-1 pitch. Popped foul. Over the roof. Zanatello on second. Hasn't made any advance toward third. Could get aggressive in a 2-2 count with 2 outs. Earhart takes an extra second. He takes his time out. Coming off a 1-for-5 evening last night. He struck out 3 times. McCarty peers home and fires. Off speed, floated into shallow right. Jones hustling in, but he can't get there. Zanatello running hard on contact, scores from second. Greenville 1, Hub City nothing in the top of the first. Earhart with a little bloop into shallow right. Puts up his 4th RBI of the year. Not hit all that hard, but just did enough. Jones patrolling the vast outfield, and Cook had to shade a bit towards the runner on second base.
That's a tough one to give up if you're McCarty. Not hit hard whatsoever.
Pitch home. Miguel Blyce lines the first pitch into left. Dreiling cuts it off before it reaches the gap, so Earhart can only go 90 feet. That was stung.
Speaking of hit hard, yes, that was scorched. But this is McCarty, who has struggled in his first innings so far this year. He's already given up 3 runs across his 3 first innings of work. And it looked like he might have the pitch to get out of the inning, and it was just good placement off the bat of Earhart, and this inning continues.
2 on, 2 out. Here's Brooks Brannon. The pitch. Off speed up and outside. First time we've seen Brandon at first base. He's been the designated hitter twice. He's caught. But now getting some time in the infield. 1-0 pitch. Fastball fouled back. Brandon hitting .218. Greenville, this is the team's 19th game. He appears at second, delivers. At the knee, strike 2. Just about the time when guys get to 50, 55 at-bats, and the early season numbers start to calm down and settle into what turns into a trend. Averages become a bit more than just small game sample sizes. 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Breaking ball retires Brandon and ends the top of the first. Greenville gets a run across with a walk and 2 hits. Earhart scores, Zanatello. Dreiling, Gutierrez, and Jones lead it off against righty Jettickson Paez when we come back on the Spartanburgers Radio Network.
Our test director, Greenville, sir. Leader in cleaning, restoration, and construction. It's my job to make sure our crews are prepared for anything. Storm damage, we're fixed. Flood damage, fire damage, we need more. We clean the sense. No matter the disaster, our crews will make it.
Drive strike early, take a 1-0 lead over the Spartanburgers as we head to the bottom of the first at Fifth Third Park. Dylan Dreiling stepping up, left-handed hitter to face the righty Jettickson Paez. Fourth start of the year for the Venezuelan. So far, he's got 2 losses, but just a 2 ERA. His first pitch pops the mid of catcher Hudson White, but it's a little high. Right on left to start. Paez, glove to the face, steps back, pumps and deals. Dreiling takes another heater. 2 balls, no strikes. Run on 2 hits in the top of the first for Greenville. Let's see if the Spartanburgers offense can respond. The 2-0 to Dreiling. Off speed, taken for a strike. Dylan Dreiling's average moving close to 290. He's had a heck of a week. For strike 2. Dreiling 7 for 14 in the series. Doubles. In contention for South Atlantic League Player of the Week. 2-2. Off speed, roped down the right field line, but foul. Dreiling out in front of a slider. Almost kept it fair for extra bases. We'll have to deal with the 5-pitch mix of Paez, someone who's billed as having some of the best command in the Red Sox system. The righty deals. It's a changeup and it's outside. At 6'1", 170, Paez long and limber on the hill. Fastball tops out at around 95, and he's got 4 off-speed pitches to use, and he'll use all of them. 3-2 to Dreiling. The pitch. Foul back. Dreiling uppercuts a breaking ball to the backstop. Count stays 3-2. Cutter, changeup, slider, and curve. All in the low to mid-80s for Jennings and Paez. A 3-2 pitch. Ripped foul off the tarp down the right field line.
It's the cut fastball inside. Better first AB today than yesterday for Dreiling, I'll tell you that much.
Another payoff. Dreiling takes a changeup in the dirt. Ball 4.
Quality AB, 9 pitches from your leadoff batter. That helps everybody else the rest of the way here in the first inning.
It gives McCarty some time to breathe after he threw 25 at the top of the first.
Yesterday, Dreiling went down quickly, strikeout looking, and he was turned around to the dugout before the pitch landed. He knew it was a strike.
Right on right. Gutierrez takes a knee-high heater. 0-1 to the center fielder for Hub City. He's been steady throughout the early season, batting .275. Paez from the third base side. Picks over to first, and Dreiling back standing. Pretty whippy athlete on the mound. Jennings and Paez will do everything quickly. Pumps the front leg as he comes set. Glove at the belt. Look at first. Pick to first. Dreiling again on his feet, safe. If Paez throws to first again, he has to retire Dreiling. He'll turn his attention home. 0-1 to Gutierrez. The pitch. Dreiling on the run. Ball low and outside. Throw to second, not in time. And Dylan Dreiling into scoring position for the Spartanburgers with his 4th stolen base of the season. Pretty good discipline from Gutierrez to stay away from that cut fastball. 1-1 count. Spartanburgers just getting their at-bats started. Gutierrez with a chance to drive him in, tie the game. The pitch. The other way, but foul. Great opportunity for Gutierrez to punt the right side of the infield. The second baseman Alcantara is pitched towards second, and Brooks Brandon has a lot of ground to cover at first. Righty Paez. The 1-2. Bends into the dirt. Gutierrez held up. Hudson White's catching for Greenville. Left side of the infield, Framey De Leon at third. Nizam Zanatello at short. Zach Earhart's in left. Ferry Rodriguez in center. Miguel Blaze in right. Edison Paez on the hill. 2-2. Pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Paez snaps off one of those big breaking balls. Gutierrez down on strikes.
He was frustrated with that one. You could see him grimace as he walks out of the batter's box. Felt like he put together a good at-bat too, and then gave it away by a chase way out of the zone. Could have gotten himself to a 3-2 count, gotten a pitch to hit.
Right on left, 3-hole hitter Keith Jones in the box. Paez, the pitch. Jones fists it foul. No balls and a strike to the Hub City right fielder. Batting average at .265, but more importantly for Jones, the on-base percentage well over 800. Or the OPS, I should say, well over 800 because of the on-base percentage. The 0-1. Swing and a miss.
If he had an OBP of 800, he might not be in high A anymore.
Yeah, I wouldn't want him to be. Just to set the record straight here, Keith Jones has 13 hits and 15 walks. He's the only Spartanburger to have double-digit bases on balls. Trialing on second after his leadoff walk. Started the bottom of the first. Drive lead 1-0. Trialing leaning towards third. 0-2 pitch, fouled off. Jones out in front once again, but has the presence of mind and the wrist speed to fight away Paez's jump. Infield plays the pull. Blyce really deep and right. There is a massive void in right center field. Puts a pull on one, he could split the gap and score Dreiling easily. Paez in control of the at-bat though. It's 0-2. The pitch home. Way inside. Almost gets Jones's back foot.
He was not moving anywhere. He takes his walks, and he was going to take a hit by pitch there if he could.
Jones last night had 2 walks. Scored 2 runs. The 1-2. Down and in. Fiddles with the rosin bag. Sweat drips down his arms as the 80-degree heat and the sun beam on the mound. 2-2. Pitch home. Fastball down and in. Keith Jones, once in an 0-2 hole, has battled and worked the count full. That is what he does. Easy outs at the top of the Spartanburgers order. Right on left. Paez set. Trialing off second for the 3-2. Down and inside, ball 4. Seven-pitch at bat puts Keith Jones on first. What a fight. Early mound visit coming as Bob Kipper, Greenville pitching coach, to the hill to chat with White, Paez, and Alcantara, who is Greenville's infield interpreter. Paez only threw 3 batters. He's thrown 21 pitches.
I would imagine that Bob Kipper and this Greenville pitching staff have become a little frustrated by these Hub City batters this week. Paez is not the first pitcher to start a game and throw a boatload of pitches in the first inning. There's been some extended ABs and long battles from the top of this lineup for Hub City.
Kipper, who played over 200 big league games, 3 separate teams, heads back to the third base dugout, passing on some advice to Paez. Now has to face Arturo Diesla. Righty pitcher, righty hitter. First pitch. Fastball clubbed into center. Alcantara races out, gives way to Rodriguez, who slides but can't grab it. Dreiling advances to third. Chad Comer throws the stop sign on, and all the runners stay put on the bases. They're full of Spartanburgers in the bottom of the first. Diesla with a little jam job to center. It works.
And it was a late stop sign at third. Chad Comer was trying to make up his mind, He shifted down the line to give himself as much time as possible, and right after Dreiling hits third base, he put the stop sign on. He was just waiting to see how quickly Rodriguez, Blyce, and Alcantara could get to that ball.
Paez back in the windup. Deals to Cook. Fastball head high.
They slid down there to try and catch it, couldn't make the play, and then the ball kind of kicked around for a little bit, so they were pretty slow to get up with the baseball, and with 2 outs, maybe you take the chance.
1 out right now, bases loaded. Cook takes just inside.
No reason to give away an early out to a pitcher in Paez, who is so far struggling to find it.
No reason for Casey Cook to gamble at the dish. Paez, 24 pitches, 12 strikes. His 2-0. Taken at the knees. That is called strike 1. Jackson Paez is the 23rd ranked prospect in the Red Sox system. And MLB Pipeline grades his control at 70. 2-1 grounded to first. Diving stop from Brandon, who slaps the bag. but can't throw anywhere else. Dreiling comes home to tie the game at 1-1 at the bottom of the first. Cook retired with the ground out. Knocks us up.
I think you could have had a double play at second, to be honest. I think Brandon just didn't look there first. His first instinct was, oh, the runner's coming home from third. Let me look there. Let me look to third base. By the time he got turned around to second, it was too late.
Here's Cal Stark, still a great RBI chance. Pitch, fouled back.
Diesel's not the fastest guy in the world by any means, and he originally froze for a second, a couple strides off of first. He thought that might be caught on a line. So after Brandon scoops it, lunges and tags the base with his hand, if he goes immediately to second, you might have a double play.
2 outs, 2 in scoring position. 0-1 home. Stark serves a one-hopper behind the bag. Alcantara picks it, throws across, and retires the side. Spartanburgers leave 2 in scoring position, but knotted up at 1-1. Cook with the ground ball to first, and Dreiling hustles home. Headed to the second on the Spartanburgers Radio Network.
Nothing goes better with Spartanburgers baseball than an ice-cold beer from Budweiser of Spartanburg. Cheers to the Hub City Spartanburgers from Budweiser of Spartanburg.
Both starters with chances to get the early jitters out. Both teams score runs in their respective at-bats in the first. Greenville 1, Hub City 1. DJ McCarty back on the bump. He delivers. Marvin Alcantara grounds it foul, third base side. Very similar innings in both top and bottom of the first. Both teams send 6 to the plate. Both teams score on softly hit baseballs. 0-1 home. Alcantara rips a line drive to center. Gutierrez coming in and dropped it. He brought it in shoulder high, and then the ball rolled out of his mitt. Anthony Gutierrez claims it was on the transfer.
Yeah, I'm with him on that one. That's a good 2 seconds, I think, after the ball's in his glove.
Chad Comer quickly out to chat with field ump Gustavo Garza. Taking a look at the replay here on MILB TV. Gutierrez catches it in his left hand, about hip high, and then pulls up, slows the gait, and as he's bringing the ball across from glove to bare hand, it flips out.
Nowhere to throw the baseball, so probably a little cavalier and a little too quickly that he tried to transfer. There's just no need to go that fast, but I mean, he had the baseball. I don't think there's any doubt about that.
That's also just Anthony Gutierrez's nature. Everything he does is done at a rapid pace. Chad Comer now in the ear of Michael Cross, plate umpire this afternoon.
Outside of proceeding to drop the baseball, he made a pretty difficult play look rather easy. got a great jump. He sprints in, and he's there with the baseball not even dropping below his belt buckle on a ball that a lot of guys in center might have to lay out for or make a shoestring catch.
Chad Comer can't change the mind of either umpire. Shaking his head as he heads back towards the first base dugout. It is ruled an error on Anthony Gutierrez. Alcantara on first. No outs, top second. Pitch to the knees. Hudson White for strike one. McCarty had a chance to get those jitters out in the first, but now his defense has somewhat failed him here to start the second. He kicks and deals. Hit off the handle, slowly to short. Hardy vacuums it up, steps on second, throws to first, and turns two.
That's one way to erase the error.
6 unassisted at second, and Hardy with the 6-3 to retire White. With 2 outs on the board for the Spartanburgers in the top of the second.
Takes any cause for concern out of that.
Gutierrez can breathe easy at center.
Any disputes are over.
First pitch, line foul. Ramey DeLeon hacking at the sinker. He's the 9-hole hitter for Greenville. DeLeon playing third today after a couple appearances at second base. McCarty, the 0-1. DeLeon bounces at third base side and foul. Figueroa playing deep, looped around the bag, gloved it on the green grass of foul territory.
We talked about how DJ McCarty has struggled a bit in first innings so far this season. He's really settled in all of his second innings. He's yet to give up a run in the second inning at all this season. Seems poised to maybe hang a zero here.
2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Bender up and in, handcuffs De Leon, and DJ McCarty with his third strikeout ends the top of the second. Unconventional, but it's a 1-2-3 nonetheless. Drive 1, Spartanburgers 1 through 1.5 at Fifth Third Park on the Spartanburgers Radio Network. Bottom of the second at Fifth Third Park. Later, Figueroa set to face Henningsen Paez at 7-8-9 in the Spartanburgers order. Step in for the first time this afternoon. Ian Unsworth, Andrew Sullivan with you on the Spartanburgers Radio Network. Thanks so much for joining us for the I-85 rivalry. What a series it's been thus far. Last night, got Fifth Third Friday fireworks after the game. A game in which Hub City struck early, struck often, and Arturo Diesel capped it off with a 2-run bomb onto the Spartanburg Community College burn. Right on left to start the second. The pitch. Figueroa golfs it foul. Hub City third baseman, 9 for 53 on the season. Plays a good third base defensively. Going to grow into some offense. Edson Paez, the righty, winds and delivers. Off-speed drill, deep to right field. Forget about it! Over the bullpen, a solo shot for Glader Figueroa. His first of the season makes it 2-1 Hub City in the bottom of the second. That was a bomb!
No doubt about that, baseball. Knew it off the bat.
106 miles an hour as Paez tucked a cutter down and in. Figueroa annihilated it. First pitch to Julian Brock, knee-high strike. There is a roof underneath which the Hub City bullpen pitchers sit. None of them moved. They just looked up and craned their necks over the shoulders. Paez, the 0-1 pitch. Brock chops it foul. Later, Figueroa showcased impressive power in both low and high A last year. 20 home runs, 8 of which came in the South Atlantic League. 0-2 pitch. Brock fouls off speed. So far this year, we've seen Figueroa really get into the pull side power. Most of it's been line drives. Some of them have been right at beat. New baseball for Paez. 0-2 pitch. Off speed, served foul. Brock with a cue shot off the end of the bat. Yesterday, Glader Figueroa during batting practice made just a slight swing adjustment. Stood a bit taller. After his third round of batting practice, his eyes lit up. You could see the difference. He could feel it. Plays out today with his first home run of the year. 0-2 pitch. Brock takes upstairs. Julian Brock looking to get off the schneid, 6 for 45 this year. 1-2 pitch. Fouled off. Skips into the Greenville dugout. Bend out of the way. 13th game this year for Brock. All the drive players okay and accounted for.
Most of them just a lean back to get out of the way of it, but pitching coach Bob Kipper skipped down the stairs to avoid that one.
7th year with the drive for Kip, but first in this new ballpark. Adjustments for everyone involved. 1-2. Brock lines off speed into center. Rodriguez charges, catches head high. Off speed was in the zone. Brock did the best he could, but Rodriguez has good wheels in center. Theo Hardy, left-handed hitting shortstop, will step in. He keeps the order perfectly balanced today. First pitch from the righty. Hardy loops a breaking ball into left center field. Rodriguez, the call and the catch. 2 outs. Paez has responded well after a shaky first, in which he threw 28 pitches, and giving up the bomb to Figueroa to start the second. Expect the top 30 prospect in the Red Sox system, 21st to be exact. He's solid on the hill. Paez in his first 3 starts, though, hasn't had much length. Start the year on Sunday on opening weekend against Bowling Green. He only went 2 innings. Missed the second time through the order. He leaves it low to Dreiling. Ball and no strikes. In total, Paez has only pitched 10 innings if you count the first this afternoon. He kicks and fires. 1-0, low and inside. White can't frame it on the inside corner.
That's 40 pitches, so we'll see how long he's got today. I wouldn't expect to see him more than 2 times through the lineup again here at Hub City.
2-0 to Dreiling. Foul back. Dillon looked right on time on that middle-in pitch.
Greenville's gotten some good length out of some relievers, so there are some arms that are pretty rested out there in the Drive bullpen.
For what it's worth, last week against Winston-Salem, Paez went 4 frames, 4 runs, none of which were earned on 4 hits. 2-1 home. Dreiling steps away from it. 3 balls and a strike.
Only 2 pitchers used yesterday in a 6-2 loss for Greenville.
And Elstree known as a pitch at the bottom of the 9th.
Exactly. 8 innings needed.
Paez
Case a couple times this week.
Paez hoping to get out of the second. 3-1 is outside. He walks Dreiling for the second time this afternoon. Well, now we've got time. Bob Kipper out for the second time. But he's accompanied by Liam Carroll, the Drive manager. Athletic trainer Kelsey Brandstetter's out there as well.
We've seen this a couple times with pitchers this week for both staffs. Managers and trainers going out to check on their arms. Especially in the minor leagues this early in the season, a lot of these organizations are very cautious about protecting their pitchers.
That's why you see a top prospect like Paez only given 26 pitches in his first start. 2 innings.
They just took the baseball from him.
So we've got a pitching change. And unfortunately for Hedix and Paez, it could be injury related. So with 2 outs and a man on first in the bottom of the second, we'll step aside from Fifth Third Park as the Drive make an early switch on the hill. Hub City a 2-1 lead on the Spartanburgers radio network. Nothing like wasting away a Saturday afternoon at the ballpark. Plenty of fans flocking throughout the concourse here in downtown Spartanburg, whether it's at the Spartanburg Regional Kids Zone, behind the dish, some Jeremiah's Ice down the right field line, sampling all the flavors that Brewster's has to offer, or checking out the over 100 toppings at the Burger Toppings Bar. There's something for everyone here at Fifth Third Park. Spartanburgers 2, Drive 1, bottom of the second. Impromptu pitching change for the Greenville Drive. Hedix and Paez done after an inning and 2/3. The reliever is right-hander Marvin Garcia. He'll face Anthony Gutierrez with Dylan Dreiling on first. 26-year-old Dominican Republic picks over. Dreiling back standing. Paez pulled from the game after he walked Dreiling. 5-pitch at bat, put the leadoff man on first. The pitch home. Down and in. Later, Figueroa started off the bottom of the second with a no-doubt home run. 2 flyouts to center, then the walk. And then Paez, out of nowhere, pulled from the ball game.
Would not be surprised to see Dylan Dreiling on the move again from first here.
Already stolen the first. Pitch home. Up and in. Gutierrez bends out of the way of Heat.
A couple reasons why. One, you got 2 outs in the inning, but also Gutierrez doesn't have a whole lot of pop in the bat to score you from first. And you wouldn't be too upset with Gutierrez leading off the next inning either.
17 of the 19 hits for Gutierrez are singles. He takes down and in. Garcia's not going to throw him a strike. He'll take a walk, too.
Yeah, you wouldn't have to steal second base in that case.
Garcia's 6'3", listed at 170, but I think that's a little light at this point. Righty set, kick, steals. Down and away, ball 4. He'll take that for Anthony Gutierrez. No stretch at bat. It's the fastest player on the roster on first base. And advances Dreiling to second. Garcia twists into the stretch, peers home as Keith Jones steps in. Righty in his 5th year of minor league ball, looks at second and deals. Fastball down and in. He was a Rule 5 pick back in 2024. So this is his first season with the Sox. Signed as an international free agent back in 2019 by the Pittsburgh Pirates. 1-0 pitch. Heater down and in. 2-0 to Keith Jones. Darvin Garcia has not thrown a strike yet. Here's home. And the pitch. Breaking ball called a strike.
You wonder what his warm-up routine was there. Obviously not expecting a pitching change with 2 outs here in the second. And then medical mound visit and then quick end of the day for Paez.
Garcia kicks and fires. Jones bounces a breaking ball behind second base. And Antello shovels to second just in time. Gutierrez almost got there to beat the underhand flip. And Alcantara ends off the bottom of the second. Glader Figueroa puts Hub City in front 2-1 with a moonshot over the right field fence. Spartanburgers up a run after 2 at Fifth Third Park on the Spartanburgers Radio Network.
Sugart on Bump and Run each Tuesday at 8 a.m. to catch up with Hub City Spartanburgers manager Chad Comer on Fox Sports Spartanburg 98.3, the radio home of the Spartanburgers. Now back to the game.
Rodriguez strapping on the oven mitt at first base as Nazan Zanatello digs in. Right on right matchup. The pitch is a strike. Zanatello with 13 hits coming into this afternoon. Walked and scored in the first as Zach Earhart singled him in. McCarty from the stretch, glove at the waist. Picks over, and Rodriguez dives in safe. Greenville is not a team that runs a lot. Drive have the fewest stolen bases in the South Atlantic League, just 22 of them. Rodriguez can move, though. He's got good speed. The 0-1 pitch. A little outside. Already mixing up the tempo on the mound. Pick over and then the long hold. Running the pitch clock down to 4 seconds. Cal Stark holds on Rodriguez. Zanatello stands tall in the right-handed box. The pitch. Outside. 2 balls and a strike to Nazan Zanatello. Prospect out of high school who made his name on the travel circuit and also with Team USA. He swings and misses at a 2-1 sinker. Counts even, 2-2. Zanatello played with Team USA, the 18 and under squad, at the USBC World Cup and hit .429. 2-2. McCarty picks to first. Rodriguez dives in safe. McCarty retoes the rubber, takes the right sleeve, wipes off the brow. Fiddles with the baseball in the right hand, comes set. 2-2 to Zanatello. Here's the pitch. Way outside. Backhand stop from Brock. Keeps Rodriguez at first. Hardy had to work hard in the first. 2 strikeouts to escape any trouble. In the second, got some help from his shortstop, Theo Hardy. 6 unassisted to 3 double play. Right on right, the pitch. Outside, ball 4. Second walk to Zanatello. Hasn't got much to hit this afternoon. Probably rightfully so, the way he's swung it this week. With 2 on, no out in the top of the third, Julian Brock heads out to the mound. We'll have a little one-on-one with DJ McCarty. Now Taylor about to step in. Brock is always cool, calm, and collected behind the plate. St. Clair says that this catcher's first instinct on the mound during one of these visits is to go over the game plan, make sure McCarty knows how to attack this next hitter. Some of the swings we saw from Nellie Taylor during batting practice, you know that you want to give him a fastball inside because he will hit it off the scoreboard. Hit it twice in this afternoon's BP session. First pitch. Lefty takes, belt high, strike 1. Digs himself a foothold in the left-handed box. Went down looking on off speed his first time up. 0-1, the pitch. Bends below his back knee. Ball and a strike to Nellie Taylor. Because of that pull side pop, the right side of the infield is way back. Cal Stark, Casey Cook set up to turn 2. Stark giving himself plenty of room for a heater at first. Pitch. Taylor chops it that way off the facing of the first base dugout. Foul. Keith Jones in right is about 4 steps in front of the warning track. Gutierrez and Dryling, center and left respectively, play much more shallow.
Feels like a spot that could completely alter the start here for McCarty.
Righty delivers home. Taylor rips a liner and down in front of Jones in right. Rodriguez speeding around third. He'll come home without a throw. Zanatello goes first to third. Ball game tied in the top of the third. RBI single for Nellie Taylor. 6th run driven in this season. Left-handed hitter. Top 30 prospect this season after he was lauded for his defense last year.
And the tough spot here for McCarty is now you got the two guys who had the first 2 base hits of the game up to the plate.
Earhart bopped a bloop single to right. Scored Zanatello. No outs, runners on the corners. Pitch. Up and in. Taylor took a false start off of first and shut it down. Andrew, we've talked about those first and third plays all week. Certainly a situation where Taylor could be on the move. 1-0. Doesn't go. Now takes off late. Brock won't throw.
Good call.
Good decision by Julian Brock to keep the ball in his right hand. Clearly an intentional delayed steal from Nellie Taylor. Galloped 3 steps past his secondary lead, then jogged over to second. 2 in scoring position. The pitch. Earhart smashes it through the middle, a base hit. Zanatello scores. Taylor loses the helmet, chugging around third, and taps the dish standing. 2 more across for the drive. Zach Earhart with his 2nd RBI single in 3 innings, and it's now 4-2. Visitors in front.
Got a fastball up in the zone, did not miss it.
Full of aggressive, moving those base runners with single after single. McCarty's given up 4 runs on 4 hits this far, and all of them have just been for 1 base. Infield discussion with Thomas St. Clair. Plate umpire Michael Cross goes to break it up before Miguel places at bat. Place probably has the hardest hit ball this year. 101-mile-an-hour single in front of Driley and left.
McCarty, another guy I wouldn't expect to see go more than 2 times through the lineup. And so far, he's yet to retire anybody. First 4 batters that he's faced for the 2nd time here in the 3rd.
Spartanburg's bullpen moving. Pitch home. Righty Blyce takes a strike. Burgers aren't exactly plentiful when it comes to bullpen arms. Today might be a day when you need some length from somebody out there. 0-1 the pitch. Earhart runs. Swing and a miss. Throw to second on a hop. Dropped by Cook. Probably wouldn't have beaten Earhart to the base anyway.
Josh Molaris is the guy up in pen, so it seems like he'll be the first called upon for relief today. Hoping that it's maybe to start the 4th instead of replacing McCarty here in the 3rd.
McCarty deals. Hack and a miss. Blaze playing fruit ninjas. He swings and misses at a slider. That's the first out at the top of the 3rd. Brooks Brandon up next. McCarty got him swinging to end the 1st. Much needed out at that. That one had been on 1st and 2nd. Just Earhart at 2nd now. Greenville 4, Hub City 2. Delivery home is up and in. Brandon, the right-handed hitting first baseman. Leans the bat off his shoulder. 1-0 pitch. Popped up behind the booth. Foul. McCarty over 50 pitches. Top of the 3rd. Ready from the stretch. The 1-1. Up and in.
Shaping up to be a long day at the ballpark here. Both teams seem set to go to their bullpens pretty early. Already seen Greenville go to its bullpen 5 outs into the game.
I hope the fans brought their sunscreen.
Exactly. Maybe the rain jackets. We got some rain projected in about
do that.
Hour and a half.
Don't do that, Andrew. We got time. Pitch clock violation on McCarty, who's not all that happy with Michael Cross. It's 3-1. Andrew, you better be doing the rain dance in between innings here. You got spoons under your pillow or something like that?
I got a roof over my head right now is what I got.
We're the lucky ones. 3-1, fouled back. Count goes full to Brooks Brannon. It's rained almost every night this week, but it hasn't happened between the hours of 6 and 10. Greenville and Hub City have played baseball. McCarty, the pitch. Off speed, grounded up the middle. Hardy, forehand side pick. Sidearm throw to first. It skips away from Stark and rolls into the dugout. Earhart scores on the dead ball, and Brandon can trot to second. 4 spot in the top of the third for the drive. It's now 5-2.
Tough play for Hardy. He's ranging to his left. He kind of throws off balance. He almost has to skip it over there because he's off balance off his back foot. There's just no way to get a strong enough throw in time to first on a line, and so he kind of skips it over there, but you got a catcher in Cal Stark playing first base today.
Pitch home, way inside, and it drills the second baseman Alcantara on the shoulder. Brandon on second, Alcantara on first. Hudson White, the 8th batter at the top of the third, stepping in. DJ McCarty in a bit of a pickle here. First pitch to White. Righty takes a bender. The inside half for a strike. Greenville 5, Hub City 2. Drive had 5 runs on 5 hits and 2 Spartanburgers errors. Right on right. 0-1 the pitch. Check swing, called strike 2. That breaking ball seems to be working for DJ McCarty. About to throw pitch 60. 2 on, 1 out. Here it comes. White hits a blooper. Foul territory, first base side. Stark near the tarp, reaches out. Had it snow coned, then dropped it. The ball was on the edge of his first baseman's mitt as he collided with the netting, as he pulled away from the mesh and popped out of the web.
Yeah, just not quite enough room. I think it might have actually just cascaded off that net into his glove, so I don't think even if he came down with it, they probably would have ruled it a catch. Official ruling on that Hardy play, by the way, a single from Brannon, and then the throwing error from Hardy.
Pitch home. White takes in the dirt. 1-2. Foul ball, just a strike nonetheless. Would have been nice to have that second out. Instead, McCarty has to keep working on the hill. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. White goes down for DJ McCarty's 5th strikeout. The second out of the top of the third. 9-hole hitter Remy DeLeon into the righty box, but now turns away. Chad Comer out to the hill with a point down the right field line. He'll make a pitching change in the top of the third. Greenville scored 4 and has runners on first and second with 2 outs. Josh Valeris coming in out of the pen. I'll tell you more about the righty out of Oregon after the break. Spartanburgers Radio Network.
Adulting is hard.
AFL call to the bullpen just at the top of the third. Josh Maleris into the game with 2 on and 2 out. Righty fires. Remy De Leon, it's a bouncer foul. Greenville a 5-2 lead after a 4 spot on the board in the top of the third. Still not done with the inning. It's De Leon, 9-hole hitter, battling at an 0-1 count. Maleris delivers. Bounce back, 0-2. Fastball, slider, changeup for Josh Maleris, who has been rock solid out of the pen through his first 5 games. Brooks Brannon on second. Marvin Alcantara on first. Maleris settled. Looks at second. Delivers. Bender low and away. Josh Maleris has pitched 7 1/3 innings thus far. 8 strikeouts already. Lettuce green jersey. It's ball and glove together. The 1-2. Fastball popped up behind the shortstop spot. Trailing, trotting in. Looks up and makes the catch. Top of the third, finally in the books. Greenville brings 4 across on 3 hits, a walk, and a hit batsman. 5-2 drive lead. Bottom of the third up next on the Spartanburgers Radio Network. Bottom of the third on the Spartanburgers Radio Network. Greenville leads 5-2. Ian Unsworth, Andrew Sullivan. We got a special guest in the booth, Keith Jones, the OG Keith Jones.
Thank you, man.
His son hits third for the Spartanburgers. We wanted to get some perspective on the beginnings of young Keith Jones' baseball career. Arturo Diesel in the box, cleanup hitter. He takes low and inside. We've already had the chance to talk to Keith pre-game, and he was a great interview, of course. And he told us that you were a big influence on his baseball career with your love for the game.
Yeah. I loved baseball growing up, but I didn't play it. I was a basketball guy. But I've always loved the A's was my team. So I always loved watching it. I played a little bit, but of course not like this guy right here. But yeah, I did.
Pitch to Diesla. Darvin Garcia pings one at the knees. 2 balls and a strike to the Buffalo. Arturo Diesla went yard last night. Garcia nods home, comes set from the first base side. He delivers. Just below the knees. 3-1 to Diesla, Cook, and Stark to follow. So how did you see young Keith start to love the game of baseball? When did he first pick it up?
To be honest with you, man, Keith started swinging a bat and a ball at the age of 2. I mean, that was our thing. So he used to just sit in the living room, and I just throw this little ball to him, and he used to hit it, and try to hit it out of the window openings and stuff of that nature. That started very early.
He didn't break anything, did he?
Oh, he broke a lot of things, but it was fun in the process.
Eastlow over first with a walk to start the bottom of the third. Casey Cook up next. Right on left, the pitch. Cook takes on the outside corner.
We've talked to Keith a little bit about his college career and getting to play at the next level. For you to get to see him accomplish his dreams, not only to play 4 years collegiately, but now professionally, what's it like?
Oh, man, I don't even know if I could put it into words.
Cook lines a fastball in the right center. Diesel up to second. And the Spartanburgers with a little mojo after giving up 4 in the top of the third.
Yeah, watching him get so close to his dream of making the elite in the majors. This whole ride has been a blessing. And to see him in college do what he did the last 2 years was amazing. And then to get that call by the Texas Rangers was, like I said, I can't even put that in words. And then to come out here and see all this, his first outing, to be out here to be a Spartanburger has been fabulous.
Fastball zips up and into Cal Stark. Spartanburgers with 2 on, no out in the bottom of the third. A chance to really make something happen. Stark grounded out to second his first time up against the starter, Hedix and Paez. Garcia delivers. Stark waves and misses at a slider. Paez only made it an inning and 2/3. Spartanburgers with a run up in the first. Figueroa hit a nuke in the second. Ball is a strike. Joined by Keith Jones, the first, the OG, in the booth. Pitch. Stark strokes a liner to center. Falling fast, Rodriguez catches next to his right ankle. That was uncomfortable, but Rodriguez made the most of it for the first out.
Another good swing put on the baseball by Cal Stark, who's swinging a hot stick to begin the season. You talked about him, Keith, kind of taking off his last 2 years of college. He transferred from Washington State to New Mexico State.
Yes.
Incredible senior year.
Yes.
For you as a parent, what was it like to see him have that year that led to him getting that call?
Me and his mom would just sit out there at the games and just smile because he was in his element. He was in his zone. Probably one of the first few times in his baseball career where someone told him, hey, just go play. Don't worry about nothing. I want you to go lead this team. And that's what Coach Angier gave him that last year, and he took it and he ran it. So that, for us, the first time to have someone to give him that type of confidence was great. And then he took off, and it was amazing to watch. It was fun. We had our ups and downs as far as tough moments throughout the season.
Number down the third base line. Figueroa safe. Bases juiced with Spartanburgers with an out in the bottom of the third.
Take him any way you can get him, Glader. Hit it 400 and then hit it 5 feet up the third base line. 2 for 2 start.
That's it.
Goes down as a single in the scorebook. Diesel to third, Cook to second. Figueroa to first. We might have to focus in on the baseball here for a second. Julian Brock stepping in.
Yes.
First, second, and third, all lettuce green. Right on right pitch. Brock takes a bender at the knees.
And the one out of the inning was maybe the hardest hit baseball off the bat of Cal Stark, who squared one up the center.
It knuckled into the mid of Rodriguez. Garcia quickly under pressure. Righty out of the pen for the high A affiliate of the Red Sox. 0-1 to Brock. Taking strike 2. Up and in. Catcher Julian Brock batting in the 8-hole. Flied out to center his last time up. Not sure if that would be enough to score Diesel, the lead runner on third. First baseman Brandon on the grass. The pitch. Down and outside. Ball and 2 strikes to Julian Brock. Mr. Mr. Jones to my right, feeling the intensity, is now standing.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
All right.
You got to see the field here. Andrew and I are leaning over onto the railing here. The 1-2. Rock fouls it back. 4 runs in the top of the third for the Drive, and Hub City has taken it upon itself to respond. 1 in the first, 1 in the second. Does the third hold a crooked number? One-two pitch. Up and in, it hits Brock in the helmet. It'll score a run, but right now, everyone concerned for Julian Brock. He's back to his feet, slammed the helmet against the ground. Right now, looks to be okay. Chad Coleman and athletic trainer Kylie Brown quickly meet their catcher at the dish. It's 93, way up and way in.
It doesn't really matter what it is. If it hits you in the head, that is not a good feeling. Right now, trying to make sure that he's okay and, you know, there's no possible injury from that baseball to the helmet. You don't want to risk anything with the head injury.
Rock guided down to first. Manager and athletic trainer with them all the way. Worth noting that the Spartanburgers already down 1 catcher, Malcolm Moore, on the 7-day IL. And then Cal Stark, the other catcher that's rostered, is playing first. Right now, Julian Brock has Arturo Diesel's helmet. It was passed off from the first base dugout. This might protect you, but 93 certainly won't let those things last all that long. Greenville leads 5-3. Garcia's returned to throwing warm-up pitches. With Cook on third, Figueroa up to second, and Brock on first.
Good to see.
They'll stay in the game. That's a positive sign for the Spartanburgers.
Another question for you, Keith.
Go ahead.
We've been talking a lot about drafts as here comes a mound visit for Greenville because the NFL draft has taken place the last 3 days, so we've been following it. Some of the guys have been talking about it. You talked about Keith's draft experience, getting a phone call. For you as a parent, I'm sure you spent hundreds of hours watching him on a ball field growing up. Can you walk me through from your eyes what that draft moment was like when he got the phone call?
I was on phone duty. So we were at a little resort in Palm Desert, and he wanted to get in the pool and go swimming and try to take his mind off of it. And so when I saw the phone ring and I had to call, and he comes running over and he takes the call, and I could see it in his eyes that it was the call he'd been waiting all his life for, and for us, his family there, some close friends, and we all had a good time after it was announced, and it was a fun moment. I can only hope that anybody that aspire to be drafted and play professional ball or any sport professional that gets that experience. It's great. It was phenomenal.
You hear the boos on the field because Theo Hardy just got hit. Brings home another Hub City run in Casey Cook. It's now 5-4, Drive in front. Hardy got hit in the leg. He seems just fine shaking it out on first base next to Jay Sullinger, Spartanburgers outfield coach. Got Hardy on the back leg, his left. I was reading some scouting reports leading up to the NFL draft, just for my own interest. And some of those scouts asked some strange questions, I will say, about diets, what kind of car you drive, how many girlfriends have you had, and it's like, what does that have to do with the game of football? But they want to know everything, don't they? Those scouts are, they're picky.
They're picky and they're pretty thorough.
Mm-hmm.
And they check out everything. Parents, they're not just scouting the player, they're scouting the family.
I can't imagine they had many bad things to say about the Jones family.
No. We try to handle our business. That's the way we've always been, and that's the way I raised both of my boys.
How have you enjoyed Fifth Third Park?
Oh, I love this place. This place is phenomenal. My first time I walked in, and my mouth just dropped. I can't believe it. And they just said, about 8 months ago, it was just a dirt.
Yep.
And how quickly this thing came together. But the finished result, you guys did a fabulous job. Whoever was involved in all of this, man, Spartanburg it should be happy.
Dylan Dreiling takes a strike on the outside corner. 2-2 to the Spartanburgers leadoff hitter. He plays one corner. And Keith Jones, the second, whose dad joins us on the broadcast here, plays the other. Dreiling's walked twice. Bases juiced. One out. Darvin Garcia kicks and deals. 2-2, smoked into right. Place comes in, makes the catch. Figueroa late back to third. He won't tag. He'll stay at the bag. Dreiling hit it hard, but right at Greenville's right fielder. The score stays 5-4, 2 outs, bases full of burgers.
Would have been interesting to see. Figueroa got a little antsy over there at third base, so he was a couple strides off the bag when that ball was caught. If he's standing waiting to tag, that's got a 50-50 range on whether you send him or not, but automatic red light with him having to race back to the bag over at third.
2 outs, center fielder Gutierrez steps up. He takes a first pitch just inside. How do these facilities for the players compare to some of the colleges and facilities you guys got to see throughout those 4 years for Keith?
They don't even compare to this thing. This is beautiful, man. I mean, I had the privilege of seeing their locker room and their batting facility downstairs. Also, it's beautiful.
Keith said he couldn't get ready yet this week, so you must be enjoying it.
You better believe it. I was scheduled to go home last week, but things change.
Working remotely, little extended vacation.
That's it, extended.
2-0. Inside, Gutierrez turns out of the way of a heater.
Oh, he hit another one.
Darvin Garcia is a ball away from making the game tie. The Spartanburgers only have 2 hits. A walk and 2 hit batters were the driving force of this comeback. The pitch. Over the inside corner for a strike.
Well, I'll tell you, not a ton of parents get to see their kids go play professionally, so I can't really blame you for getting the extra week here in upstate South Carolina.
Yeah, all my job, everybody, all my coworkers, they understand.
3-1 home. Inside, ball 4, game tied. Well, how about this? Spartanburgers send 9 to the plate. Figueroa trots across the dish to tie the game. And with 2 outs and the bases loaded, here comes the namesake.
Keith Jones the second.
Didn't think it was going to happen with him finishing the last inning, but here we go.
Keith has walked and grounded into a fielder's choice in 2 innings. This is third plate appearance in 3. The first pitch bends inside. Ball and no strikes. Topic of Keith, the other thing about the locker room, he's always on the aux, always playing his music for the guys.
Oh, that's him.
Garcia, the 1-0, fouled off. Hefty hack from Jones, who was thinking extra bases.
Well, you already got to watch him hit 1 home run at this ballpark. How about another one?
This would be crazy right here.
We saw your reaction on the camera to that first home run. Pretty
You
cool.
were perfectly placed right behind the lefty box. 1-1 pitch. Over the outer half, strike 2. Rock on third, Hardy on second, Gutierrez on first. A ball game that's been topsy-turvy through 2 innings and change. 1-2 to Jones. Garcia comes home. Breaking ball outside. 7-pitch at bat for Keith Jones in the first against Greenville starter Edixon Paez. Facing the righty Garcia, and his first full frame out of the pen. The 2-2. Bounce foul. Jones fights off a changeup. Infield plays the pull. Infield standard depth. Except for the right fielder, Miguel Blaze. Just as Jones plays in the top of the third, very close to the right field wall. 2-2. The pitch.
That's out of here.
Deep
That's
in the
out of
right.
here.
It is
That's outta
way
here.
gone.
That's out of here.
The first ever Spartanburgers Grand Slam comes courtesy of Keith Jones II.
Yours truly.
With his dad in the booth.
Spartanburgers 9, drive 5, bottom of the third.
Pick the perfect day, pick the perfect inning.
Oh my God. Oh my goodness. I couldn't ask for a better script on that one.
You might have to stay
got
in
me
the booth.
teary-eyed now, man.
You might have to stay in the booth all
Got
week,
me teary-eyed.
all season.
Oh,
What a moment.
oh, thank you. Oh my goodness.
Darvin Garcia's afternoon is over. Makes it through an inning in the bottom of the second and then the third. The bases are cleared thanks to the second shot of the year from Keith Jones. Hub City up 4, pitching change for Greenville. Keep it with us on the Spartanburgers Radio Network, because, man, you never know what you're going to get here at Fifth Third Park. Back in a moment with the info on the new reliever on the Spartanburgers Radio Network.
Wow.
Want to keep up with the Spartanburgers? Make sure to check us out on all our social media platforms. The Spartanburgers have exciting digital content, interviews, and behind-the-scenes action.
The bottom of the third, pitch to Diesla in the dirt from Cooper Adams, the righty reliever for Greenville.
We lost the man of the hour, Keith Jones Sr., for a minute. He's going to retrieve the baseball that his son just hit out of this ballpark for a grand slam.
We can see a small white dot beyond the Greenville bullpen. Diesla mashes a deep fly ball to right center. Rodriguez on the move. He looks up. It bounces off the base of the wall. Diesla speeds into second. The Burger bats are blazing hot in the top of the third. Diesla dancing on the second base bag after his 5th Dreamfinder Homes double. That baseball sits just beyond the concrete wall of the Greenville bullpen, where Jones mashed the first grand slam for Hub City.
Well, Keith Sr. almost had 2 baseballs to go retrieve. Diesel almost got it out of here.
Adams delivers. Casey Cook takes a heater down and out.
He told us he'd come back, so we're going to get him back on the broadcast. But hopefully, with the baseball, he's sprinting down the road out there.
He is moving to get that baseball. Diesel on second, 2 outs. 1-0 pitch to Casey Cook. Dives down and in. Well, what an inning. Even before the grand slam, the Spartanburgers mounted a rally against righty Darvin Garcia.
All right, we're on a Keith Jones Sr. climb the fence watch right now.
The 2-0. Swing and a miss from Cook. I feel like we need action theme music behind this.
Yeah, you call the game. Oh, no, he got his jersey stuck on the fence. You call the game. I'll call the Keith Jones action out behind the right field wall.
2-1 to Cook.
A kind young citizen of Spartanburg has helped him get his jersey unstuck.
The pitch. Shoulder high, ball 3.
He's broken into the fortress out behind the bullpens.
The fortress, about an 8-foot-tall black wire fence.
Baseball in sight. He's got the phone out. He's taking a picture. Thumb up to the fans who are cheering him on.
Cook belts a deep fly ball to right. Blaze backpedaling in front of the warning track. Makes the catch and ends a 7-run bottom of the 3rd for the Spartanburgers.
Fans are taking Keith Jones Sr.'s picture out there behind the right field fence.
It's like the moon landing. His son, Keith Jones II, belts the first ever Spartanburger Grand Slam to cap off the 7-run frame. It's Spartanburgers 9, Greenville 5 from 5th Third Park. Andrew will take over on play-by-play for the 4th. I need to catch my breath. We'll be back on the Spartanburgers Radio Network.
Did you ever hear the story of the cat, the paper towel roll, and the stove burner that was left on? Well, the pros from Serpro did, but it's no surprise you didn't. Because when it comes to fire damage, the cleanup specialists at Serpro Spartanburg know how to make like it never even
unlimited access to all of the college's academic programs, meaning we made all of those programs tuition-free for those that qualify. That's right, free! You can choose your path at Spartanburg Community College, whether a trade or degree program or a path to complete your gen eds and transfer to 4-year university. Learn more at sccSC.edu. Dream it, chase it, live it.
We're back in the top of the 4th. Andrew Sullivan, Ian Unsworth with you. First pitch out of the hand of Josh Molaris is inside for ball 1. Ferry Rodriguez leads things off for Greenville. The pitch. Up and away. 2 balls, no strikes. It is quite the day here in the broadcast booth at 5th Third Park. Quite the ball game already. 9-5 Hub City through 3 innings. The offering. Fisted over to the third base line. It's in foul grounded. It's just past the outstretched glove of Glader Figueiredo, who almost ran it down. Just a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike now. The count. If you weren't with us in the home half of the 3rd, Hub City put up 7 runs, but that's not the big storyline of how they did it, is what really matters. 2-1. Foul back to the screen. 2-2 the count to Rodriguez. I'm a lone man standing in the booth right now because of what has happened. Keith Jones II, 9th man to the plate in the inning, hits a grand slam with his dad on the broadcast. The pitch. Strike, 3 called. Molaris battles back and frames up a slider beautifully. One out. Zanatello to the plate. Right on right matchup.
Here's the pitch. That's a get me over breaking ball, strike one. First strikeout of the day for Malaris. Came in with 2 outs in the third. 0-1. High. Ball and a strike. Malaris came in with a 5-2 scoreboard lead with the visitors, the Greenville Drive in front. Gotten out to finish the inning, left a few drive runners on the base paths, and now he enters back into the game. 9-5 the lead for Hub City, and he spots up a fastball on the outer black for a strike. It's 1-2 the count to Nazan Zanatello, the 2-hole hitter for Greenville today, batting with 1 out and nobody on in the top of the 4th. Malaris steals, and Zanatello strikes it high in the air, right field. Keith Jones the second is there, and he's got it. Couple strides into fairground. 2 up, 2 down. So Keith Jones, who just puts away out number 2, hit a grand slam as the 9th batter to the plate with 2 outs. He crushed it to right field, no doubt about it, over 400 feet, and his dad was on the broadcast. He ditched us. He went out to right field. He retrieved the baseball, and he's on its way back. First pitch inside. Ball 1 to the lefty, Nellie Taylor. Ian Unsworth, meanwhile, after the last half inning, exited the booth. He's trying to get the clip for everybody on social media, make sure we're all good to go. But he's back with me now, as Malaris misses up and away.
I also needed to lower my heart rate
Exactly.
below 150. What a moment. What an inning.
I was nervous, to be completely honest, as the 2-0 comes in. Just well. I was nervous with Keith Jones Sr. on the broadcast. I thought it's okay, pretty good that, Keith isn't going to bat in this inning. 3-0 pitch. That's there. Strike 1. Because he had finished off the second inning, and it would have been cool to have his dad on the broadcast when he hit if he did something good, but not nearly as cool if he didn't and he struck out or something, as the 3-1 rides up and away. That's a 2-out walk to Taylor. But then we got to Jones as the 9th batter of the inning. He comes to the plate with the bases loaded, 2 outs, and then I was like, well, this would really not be cool if he struck out or something to end the inning. And sure enough, he drills a home run over the right field fence. Second long ball in 2 weeks with his dad here in Spartanburg. First pitch to Earhart. Dribbler out in front of the plate. Malaris charges off the mound. He fields, he throws, and he's got the final out himself on a 1-3 putout. Josh Malaris works around the 2-out walk. Scoreless top of the 4th. Finally a 0 up there on the board for just the second time in 7 half innings. And we head to the bottom of the 4th. Hopefully with Keith Jones Sr. back on the broadcast when we return. It's 9-5 Spartanburgers on the Spartanburgers Radio Network. Cal Stark leads off the home half of the fourth against Cooper Adams, who delivers a first pitch strike with the fastball. Adams came on as the new pitcher in the home half of the third. He got the final out after he faced two batters, gave up a Diesel double, and then a fly out to deep right from Cook. 0-1. Wave and a miss. Eleven came to the plate in the home half of the third, put up a 7 spot. It's 9-5 Hub City here in the bottom of the fourth. Highlight of the inning, the grand slam from Jones. The pitch, upstairs, ball and 2 strikes. Haven't gotten Keith Jones Sr. back up with us yet.
I don't think we will for a while.
He'll be up here at some point throughout the afternoon. This game's only going to take 4 hours. The 1-2. Just missed. White tried to frame it up nicely at the knees just off the outside corner.
Well, to do some housekeeping, the final line on Mr. Darvin Garcia.
Sure, go for it. It's not in my book yet, I'll tell you that.
Here, I'll go slow so you can write it down. Well,
Hold on, let's get through the 2-2. Check swing, and Stark went around. He's rung up by the home plate umpire, which he's a little bit mad about. He wanted that appeal down to first and not the automatic ringer, but he goes down chasing away. And there's 2 outs, I should say. No, 1 out. That's the leadoff batter. Scorebook's a mess after the bat around in the third. Go ahead with the final line for Garcia.
3 hits, 7 runs, all earned. 3 walks, no Ks.
Got it. First pitch swinging, and Figueroa lines it back to the screen. He was hunting a second home run of the day. After Figueroa had a solo shot in the second, he's 2 for 2 with an infield single and a home run. 0-1. Just inside.
If you got room for notes, Garcia also hit 2 batters.
Yep, I got that.
Including Brock in the head.
So that's 3 walks and 2 hit batters.
Yes.
That's a lot. 1-1. Catches a piece, outer black. And he pitched 1 inning, is that correct?
Yes.
Got it. The pitch, wave and a miss. Figueroa chased up above his head. 2 down here in the bottom of the fourth. Nobody on for Julian Brock.
So Cooper Adams now has an inning under his belt after an out in the third and 2 in the fourth. That was 97 and sat down Figueroa.
Right on right, the pitch to Brock. Just missed, hummed in just off the inside corner at 91. All things considered in that crazy third inning, Hub City got 7 runs on just 4 hits, thanks to those walks and hit batters. 1-0. Belted out to right center field. Blaze on his horse. He runs it down shy of the track and puts away out number 3. All right, we've settled down a little bit here in the fourth inning. 1-2-3 frame with a pair of strikeouts for Cooper Adams. And we head to the top of the fifth. Keith Jones Sr. rejoins us after this here on the Spartanburgers Radio Network.
Interested in making a trip to the ballpark a weekly occurrence? Check out the Spartanburgers season ticket memberships. For under $200, you can choose from 3 different 12-game packages. The Friday Fireworks package gets you into every Friday night fireworks show at Fifth Third Park. Meanwhile, the midweek or weekender plans offer tons of variety. Our quarter season memberships include a team store discount and plenty of other perks. Pick the pack that's best for you. Visit HubCitySpartanburgers.com.
Hey fans, catch the
headed to the top of the fifth. Haven't even reached the halfway point here at Fifth Third Park, but it's already been a marathon of a game here in Spartanburg, South Carolina. 5, 6, and 7 due up for Greenville, and AFL called to the bullpen to begin the top of the fifth. Joey Danielson, the new righty arm on the mound for Hub City, and his first pitch is bounced into the hole at short, diving, and Hardy can't get there, sprawled out onto the outfield grass. Leadoff single for Miguel Blaze to start the top of the fifth in a 9-5 Hub City advantage, and the moment that everybody's been waiting for at home. Keith Jones Sr. is back in the broadcast booth. Good things happen with you on the headset, Keith.
That was phenomenal. I don't even know what to think.
You got the baseball in your hands right now. First pitch from Danielson on the way to Brannon. That's a fastball for a strike. We've got an update on the jersey. It got caught on the fence out there, but it's all in one piece.
It's all in one piece. And I'd do it all over again.
Yeah. You could have bought yourself a new jersey. Hey. You can't buy yourself a new Keith Jones II Grand Slam baseball.
No.
Runner on the move, ball outside, throw down is not in time.
I had to race them little kids out there that was trying to get it, but they didn't want to touch that fence.
Well, you could be an American Ninja Warrior when the next time they have auditions.
Hey, you see that?
And that baseball worth a little bit more to you than the kids. They can get the next home run.
Yeah, they can have the next one.
Quick mound visit for Brock to check on Danielson with a runner now in scoring position. A 1-1 count with nobody out here against Brandon.
We thought this park would be a big old pitcher's park. Would play for the defense because of the vast outfield, but that's 10 Hub City home runs through 11 games here. How about it?
It's crazy because they didn't hit any home runs coming into
zero in 9 road games to start the year.
Yes.
Remarkable. Now we're ready for the 1-1. Brannon golfs it high in the air. Outfield is plenty deep enough to hold it. Keith Jones over to grab it in the gap. He's got it. His throw goes into third. It's just a bounce late. And Blaze is over 90 feet away from scoring. A possible 6th run for Greenville, who trails it by 4 here in the top of the 5th. There's 1 out for Alcantara.
What's Keith told you about playing the outfield and the little tricks and things he's learned through a couple of weeks?
He says it's tricky down that line because the ball, I guess there's some sort of wind when the ball gets pushed back in. The other night he had one of the coaches was hitting.
First pitch swinging from Alcantara, and he lifts it into shallow left field. That's down for a base hit. And a run scores on the single. Blaze comes around and makes it a 9-6 game here in the 5th. Go ahead.
Yeah, he was saying how the ball comes back in, right? So the coaches were hitting fly balls that would look like they were going foul, but then they'll tail back in fair. And sure enough, in that game, that night, ball hit the right field, exact same way, and it came back in, and he was able to make the play. But he was saying it's tricky over in the corners, and especially at night, the lighting in the corners also.
Check swing from White. He lays off the first pitch he sees. It's a ball and no strikes to the catcher today for Greenville in the 8-hole. Run already in the top of the 5th for the drive. 9-6 Hub City leads. Runner on first, and that's where Danielson goes. A late pickoff. Safe back to first for Alcantara. He's aboard with 1 out. Tying run possibly on deck for the drive. Danielson in his first inning of work. He nods yes. And he delivers. Low and away. So double-digit home runs now at the brand new ballpark for Hub City. 2 of them from your son, Keith. First one, you got the vantage point down behind home plate. We got the reaction down there. And second one comes in the broadcast booth. The pitch. That's a strike with the fastball. Is it safe to say, not because we were a part of it, but is it safe to say that the second one was even better than the first?
The second one was better than the first, absolutely. Timing couldn't have been better.
Unbelievable. 2-1. Runner on the move. Late swing and a miss. Throw down to second. They got him. A cannon from Julian Brock erases Alcantara. That's strike number 2 on White, and Danielson is a strike away from ending the top of the 5th.
And so down below, everything fans can see here on the concourse, there is a wall of firsts. Keith Jones II will have his name on the wall under first Grand Slam.
Wow. And he might have to put his name on that baseball in your left hand. Might have to sign that. Bouncer over to the right side. Stark fields his position at first and tosses to Danielson to end the top of the 5th. Well, Keith, you're welcome anytime on the broadcast. It's been a pleasure.
You guys having me. Thank you, everyone.
What a moment with Keith Jones Sr. on the broadcast for a grand slam from his son. Bottom of the 5th is next after this on the Spartanburgers Radio Network. Back here for the home half of the 5th. It is 9-6 Hub City over Greenville. Theo Hardy leads things off. Still Cooper Adams on the mound for Greenville, and the first pitch just missed outside. Switch hitter Hardy hits from the left side against the righty reliever for Greenville. (1-0). 2-0. Home half of the 5th here at Fifth Third Park. The sun has popped back out. The clouds have disappeared for now.
So that rain you were talking about.
Yeah, it's the anti-jinx. I was on it. 2-0. Hardy squares and lays down a beautiful bunt. No play at third for De Leon. He tried to go with the bare hand. There is absolutely no defense that could prevent a hit on that bunt from Hardy in the 9-hole.
That wasn't just your soft, dying bunt down the third baseline. That thing was pushed, had a little momentum. At 45 feet, De Leon could not bury it.
And Hardy's been struggling at the plate a little bit. Got the average up to 120 after a base knock yesterday, came around to score. And he's now 1 for 2 today. Top of the order, the pitch to Dreiling is outside. Ball 1. Was hit by a pitch and scored in the third, and now he has a bunt single, and that's the kind of stuff that can maybe help turn the tides on a slow start to the season for Theo Hardy.
He was in Arizona for a little bit of extra time and extended spring training. Got injured then, needed some extra rehab before joining the Spartanburgers.
Pick off to check on Hardy. He's back with the right hand safely. So Keith Jones Sr. spends 2 half innings on the broadcast, and we were talking in the break-in. I don't know if we'll have a moment all year that will top what happened in the 3rd inning today. Another check on Hardy. He's back safely.
Well, the way the season's rolling right now with the Spartanburgers tied for first in the South Division, there are going to be plenty of moments that wow the crowd that we remember throughout the year. But in terms of personal connection, none will top that.
The pitch is outside. 2 balls, no strikes to Dryling. He was nice enough to come join us after the fact, after he ran and got the baseball. Break it all down.
I would have had to call every single person I know first.
I think that might be on the to-do list right about now. He's got the phone out. I can see him. 2-0 is on the outside corner. Strike 1. He's got a good seat down behind home plate, and he's got the phone out. He's got pictures to send to everybody. Make sure that baseball's safe down there. That one will be framed in the Jones household forever. Another pickoff throw to first. That's not in time. And that gives Hardy second because that is a third pickoff of the AB. Tell you what, Cooper Adams wasn't too far away from getting him because Hardy was leaning. As a base runner, you take a little bit of an extra lead after 2 pickoffs in the AB, and that was a close play, but Hardy immediately to his feet celebrated. The pitch. Outside, ball 3.
Adams was good for the only 1-2-3 half inning of the ball game in the bottom of the 4th.
This is already the 3rd time through the lineup. This is the 4th time to the plate for Dylan Dryling at the top of the order. In the 5th inning, 3-1. Outside, ball 4. Dryling so far has 1 registered at bat in 4 plate appearances because that's his 3rd walk of the day. First walk issued by Adams, who's been maybe the best pitcher of the day. Certainly on the Greenville side. Malaris would have an argument as well. His day ended for Hub City with 1 1/3 scoreless. Just 1 walk and a strikeout. Gutierrez next to the plate. First 2 aboard to start the 5th for Hub City, trying to regrow what is a 3-run advantage. Pitch. Breaking ball in there for a strike, top of the zone. 9-6 Hub City over Greenville after the Drive got 1 back in the top of the inning.
We're 2 hours in, 4 pitching changes total.
Oh-1. Gutierrez squares and tips it into the mitt of White. That's strike 2. On a pitch probably above the zone, Gutierrez, an awkward-looking attempt of a bunt. Not going to do that again. It's 0-2. 1 in the first, 1 in the second, and 7 in the third for Hub City. 0-2. Hit on the ground, over to third. High hop, it scoots off the body of the third baseman, DeLeon, and everybody's safe. It just rolled right up his body and kicked over to his shortstop, Zanatello. But with Gutierrez speed, no chance to throw that to first, and he just ate it.
It caught the lip, the edge of the infield grass, right where it meets the dirt, and trampolined into the chest of DeLeon.
See if that's a single or an error.
Looks like a hit on the scoreboard.
It does. Bases full of burgers, nobody out. Here's Jones again, and he checks his swing. That's a called strike at the top of the zone. Is Keith Jones Sr. going to sprint up here to the booth to try and recreate magic? Second AB with the bases full today, and the first ended in a grand slam for Jones. The pitch. Fouled back to the screen. He wanted another one.
Eyes on Morgan Street, beyond right center.
Why not? Have yourself a day. 1 for 2 with a walk and a grand slam. It is officially a single from Gutierrez. 0-2. Just missed the outside corner. Adams tried to move the slider onto that outer black. Bases full of burgers with Hardy at third, Dryling at second, and Gutierrez at first. The 1-2. Jones slaps it foul. Ordinarily, this feels like just another bases-loaded AB for Jones, but right now it does not. You got to be on the edge of your seat. 1-2 again. Downstairs. And remember, he was down in that count for his first grand slam. He got to 2 strikes. He battled back. And then he launched one over 400 feet to the grass behind the right field bullpen.
That was a 6-pitch at bat.
Here's the 2-2. Inside, he spins that front shoulder out of the way. Runs the count to full. Another great AB from the right fielder, Keith Jones II. Digs back in, waves that bat through the zone, and stares out. Adams set. The tall righty kicks and deals. Swing and a miss. Jones did not want to swing. He thought it was too close for comfort, and a late hack through the fastball. He's down on strikes for the first out of the 6th. Already had his fairy tale moment, or at least his dad did. Do you think Keith Jones II has figured out yet? I'm not sure he knows. Diesla to the plate from the right side. He's got power as well. First pitch swinging, bouncer up the middle. At second, it's grabbed there by Alcantara. He throws to first. That's an inning-ending double play. Cooper Adams is fired up off the mound. He escapes a bases-loaded, no-out jam and hangs another 0 on the board for the drop. We're through 5 here at Fifth Third Park. It is 9-6 Spartanburgers on the Spartanburgers Radio Network.
If you want to hit a home run, picking
is Fox Sports Spartanburg 98.3 FM. Listen live from around the world by downloading the Fox Sports Spartanburg app.
Joey Danielson back on the bump for Hub City as we head to the top of the 6th. Sun-filled outfield, shadow-filled infield, and a 9-6 Hub City lead. First pitch of the inning. Bounced foul by the 9-hole. Oh, 1. Breaking ball high. Ball and a strike. Hub City missed out on a prime opportunity in the home half of the 5th. 1-1. Moves outside through the left-hand batter's box to the righty De Leon. It's 2 balls and a strike to the first batter of the top of the 6th. Hub City had a 3-run lead and the bases loaded with nobody out. Could not score. The pitch. That's there for a strike with the fastball. So it stays just a 9-6 lead for Hub City. 9-1-2 here in the 6th for Greenville, trying to get back in this ballgame after a 7-run third blew it open for the Burgers, I should say. Danielson nods yes. He deals. Up and in. Chin music, and De Leon does the limbo to get out of the way of that one. 3-2 the count to the leadoff batter in the 6th. The pitch. Fisted down the right field line. Jones gives it a chase. He runs and makes the grab right across the chalk down the right field line. First out of the 6th recorded. Flipped the order for Yoferi Rodriguez, who is 0 for 2 today with a hit by pitch. Second inning of work for Danielson. From the stretch he deals. Swing and a miss. Danielson gave up a run in the 5th inning on a pair of hits. He kicks and offers. Popped back foul. Danielson, the third pitcher of the day for Hub City after DJ McCarty got it started. Gave up 5 runs in 2 2/3. 0-2. Just up and away. Ball and 2 strikes to Rodriguez. Big inning in the 3rd as well for the Drive, who put up 4 in that frame against McCarty. Maleris got out of it. 1-2. Wave and a miss. Back foot breaking ball, and Rodriguez set down for the 2nd out of the 6th. So Josh Maleris got the final out of the 3rd inning and all 3 outs in a scoreless 4th. Top of the 5th, the ball went to Danielson, and he's 2 outs into the top of the 6th. First pitch to Zanatello, dribbled up the 3rd baseline, foul. Figueiredo gloves it right around the 3rd base coaching box and flips it over to the Drive dugout. Another awesome crowd here at Fifth Third Park, enjoying an offensive onslaught today. The pitch. Wave and a miss. Outside slider for strike 2. Certainly getting their time's worth of baseball today for the folks that paid to get in. Well across the 2-hour mark, and we're just in the top of the 6th. Nobody on, 2 away. 9-6 the Hub City lead. And an 0-2 count to Zanatello. Danielson deals. Flicked back foul. In on the hands, a sawed-off swing from Zanatello, and he just got a piece. Flicked it off either the umpire or the catcher back to the screen. Stays alive to see another pitch on an 0-for-1 day with a pair of walks and 2 runs scored. Zanatello awaits and takes outside. 1-2 to the shortstop today for Greenville. Hottest hitter in the lineup so far this week is on Zanatello. 1-2. Outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2nd round draft pick out of Christian Brothers High School in Missouri back in 2023. So far this year, at 230. 2-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Couple of Ks for Joey Danielson in the top of the 6th. The 1-2-3 inning of work. We're halfway through 6. It's 9-6. Burgers in front of the Drive on the Spartanburgers radio network. chugging along into the home half of the sixth at Fifth Third Park. Andrew Selliver and Ian Unsworth with you on a fine afternoon from Fifth Third Park that has Hub City in front of Greenville, 9-6. 5, 6, and 7 due up for the Burgers. Still Cooper Adams on the mound. His third full inning of work after he got the final out in the third. Casey Cook leads things off from the left side. The righty Adams kicks and deals. He misses outside with the heater. Ball and no strikes. One for 3 days so far for Cook. Single and a run scored with an RBI. And he takes outside, 2 balls, no strikes. Hub City searching for its first 6-game series win of the year after it's split a couple of series. 2-0. Not close. And 3-3 at Wilmington after a 2-1 start to the year at Aberdeen in a shortened 3-game set. And then split the series against Bowling Green last week as well. 3-0. That's in there for a strike with the fastball. A couple of series where Hub City got off on the front foot, had a chance to win the series, couldn't get the last game of the weekend. 3-1. Inside. Leadoff walk to Cook on 5 pitches. He's aboard. Cal Stark to the plate. So we'll see, maybe today Hub City can clinch the series before the weekend even gets to Sunday. Try for maybe a 5-1 series if they were to win this afternoon. 2:05 first pitch tomorrow in Game 6 between these two.
Make a real statement in the upstate.
Right on right, the pitch to Stark. Fastball over the heart of the plate, what they call a balk. So disregard that pitch, and Casey Cook into scoring position just like that.
I think there's a lot of people 45 minutes west who thought this brand new team was some sort of pop-up with a goofy name. Now, these dudes are playing baseball, and they're playing it well.
First pitch now to Stark. That's a strike. Now it's 0-1. These two sides will get plenty comfortable with each other this year. They're just 45 minutes down the road, so every time they play, it's just a bus trip up and a bus trip back. No stay in the night, and they'll do it 24 times. 0-1 in the dirt, dug out by White. 12 here at Fifth Third Park, 12 down the road in downtown Greenville, South Carolina. Home of the Red Sox High A affiliate, the Greenville Drive.
First series at Floor Fields in mid-May.
Yep, it's coming up.
We will be there for all 6 games.
Yes, we will. Long look back to second, the 1-1. Cook's on the move, and it hits the back of Stark. He is fired up. He's got some words for the reliever, Cooper Adams. That is a whole host of Spartanburgers that have been plunked today. Immediately after that ball hit him square between the shoulders, Cal Stark got back on his 2 feet, and he started barking at Cooper Adams on the mound. Nothing that we've seen that would necessarily mean that's an intentional move from Greenville today, but it's certainly been a couple of times. Julian Brock got hit in the head. Theo Hardy was hit in the leg. Those both in the 3rd inning from the first reliever of the day, Darvin Garcia, and now Adams hits Cal Stark in the back. I don't think it's necessarily intentional, but you can understand the frustration building up with the Spartanburgers because you rarely see a team get hit 3 times in one day, and it's just the 6th inning. Now, granted, there's been a million ABs already in a 9-6 ball game, but it's starting to add up.
DJ McCarty also hit 2 batters as well. There's been wild aspects to both sides pitching. Also contribute the hot afternoon, the sun on the mound. Probably the hottest day in Spartanburg we've had thus far with baseball.
Totally agree. Short mound visit from the pitching coach, Bob Kipper, to check on his reliever, Cooper Adams, after a brief exchange. Nobody charged at anybody or nothing like that, but there were a few words spoken between the two. Stark, who stands on first, and Adams, the reliever. Casey Cook has to go back to second on the hit by pitch. Now they're both off on the first pitch inside. Throw down to third. It is not in time. Cook just held the bag, and it's a successful double steal from Hub City. And a 1-0 count to Keith Jones. Rather, not Keith Jones, I should say, Glader Figueroa. So second and third, Cook at third and Stark at second on a pair of stolen bags. And the infield comes in for Greenville in a 9-6 Hub City lead, bottom of the sixth. 1-0. Swing and a miss. Nobody out. Infield in at all four positions. And a 1-1 count with Figueroa at the plate from the left side.
For all that's gone on, this is just a 3-run baseball game. The Spartanburgers do need some insurance.
Both teams have shown the ability to put runs up today. 1-1. Inside, skips off the glove of White. Both runners stay put. Stark's in between second and third, and White just lets him race back to second without a throw. That got sketchy in a hurry for the Spartanburgers. Cook saw it clang off the brick back toward home plate. He probably scores, but not 100% sure if he takes off. He stopped a third of the way down the line, and Stark was at least 2/3 of the way to third. He ran back to second, and White probably could have thrown there, but the infield's in, so the shortstop Zanatello would have had to race back there. As the 2-1's outside, it's ball 3.
Other thing that helped was the carom took White right behind Glader Figueroa. So not only was Zanatello not at the bag, the obstacle of the batter was in the way.
He just held on to the baseball, and Stark got back to second with a hustle. 3-1. Outside, ball 4. 2 walks and a hit batter, and they're loaded with nobody out for the second straight inning for Hub City. It's not Keith Jones to the plate this time. It's the 8-hole hitter, Julian Brock. And he's going to face a new arm. Immediate call to the bullpen for Greenville. Right after that walk, here comes the third reliever of the day for the Drive. We'll get to the new reliever's name and his stats after this. Bases full of burgers and nobody out in the home half of the sixth. 9-6 Hub City on top of Greenville here on the Spartanburgers Radio Network.
For nearly 2 decades.
Isaac Stebbins, the latest name out of the bullpen for Greenville, comes into the game. No outs in the home half of the sixth. Bases loaded, and his first pitch is a called strike on the outer half to the righty, Julian Brock. Stebbins pitching for the second time in this series. 9-6 Hub City lead, 0-1. Dragged outside to Brock, gets a ball and a strike. Righty reliever is the fourth pitcher and the third reliever of the day for Greenville. Replaces Cooper Adams, who quieted Hub City down just a bit. 1-1. Cut and miss. 1-2. Stebbins pitched 4 days ago in what was a 1-0 win for Hub City to begin the series on Tuesday. Got the final 4 outs that night. The pitch. Slapped high in the air and foul up the first base side. Stays 1-2. Stebbins allowed 2 to reach in the 8th inning. He pitched that night on a walk and a hit batter, but did not give up a run, and he had 3 strikeouts. Hit the bases full, nobody out. Another 1-2. Swing and a miss. Big time K out of the bullpen for Isaac Stebbins. There's 1 out in the 6th. Hub City had a similar spot in the 5th against Adams. Had the bases full, had nobody out, and a strikeout and a double play ended the threat. Infield in at the corners, double play depth up the middle as Hardy stares at a first pitch ball inside. Switch hitter again from the left side. He bunted his way aboard to start that 5th inning. Third baseman De Leon on the edge of the grass as the pitch misses low and away. 2 balls, no strikes.
Stebbins, 4-pitch mix, but will trust his fastball, will throw it a lot. He was in college at Oklahoma State. That's pretty much all he threw.
The Cowboy deals home. Slapped foul, a scorcher up the third base side. Halfway between the runner on third for Hub City, Casey Cook, and his manager, Chad Comer.
Who just did something equivalent to the hand motions for walk like an Egyptian. For the base runners, that's signaling the depth of the outfield.
Yeah. 2-1. Dribbler off the end of the barrel. It bounced off the dirt, back up off the bat of Hardy and foul.
But since it happened in the batter's box,
he's fine. Yep. He's on his way up the first base line, but double hit off the barrel before he got out of that left-hand box. Hardy digs back in the 9-hole and calls time in a 2-2 count.
Hardy will get out of that box quick. He doesn't go full softball slap.
Double play depth up the middle with the middle infield shaded to the pull side. The first base side of second. The 2-2. Cut and a miss. In on the hands, and Hardy couldn't catch up to it. It's back-to-back strikeouts out of the bullpen for Stebbins. Hub City in danger of squandering back-to-back bases loaded and no-out opportunities. Prime chances to add on to a 9-6 lead. Top of the order, Dylan Dreiling at the plate. He's 0 for 1 with 3 walks today. Swinging a hot stick. The pitch. Outer black, strike 1. Dreiling was 7 for 14 in the series coming into today. Right on left matchup, the 0-1. Taken at the knees, strike 2. Framed up a changeup. And Dreiling and the Spartanburgers down to their final strike here in the 6th. Bases full, 2 down. Stebbins a shake, no, now a shake, yes. His 0-2. Slapped back foul. Well, you're certainly okay with a 9-6 lead headed to the 7th. It would feel a bit uneasy that you didn't add on in the 5th and the 6th if you go scoreless here. Stebbins trying to do that. Another 0-2. Inside, what a stop from Hudson White, who lunged with the backhand as that one nearly caught a piece of Dreiling and somehow kept that one away from the backstop.
He did a 180 in midair.
Oh, yeah. A sprawl move to his right. And that probably saves a run. 1-2. Check swing. Dreiling lays off. It's outside, and an appeal down says safe and no swing. Right off the changeup, low and away. Evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. The deuce is wild here in the home half of the 6th. The pitch. Fouled back out of play.
Stebbins throwing nothing but fastballs at this point. It would be tough to get Dylan Dreiling that way.
Stebbins trying for 3 straight Ks out of the bullpen. He comes home, and it's hammered down the right field line, hooking toward the bullpen. If it's fair, it's gone, and it's another grand slam for the Burger Boys. Dylan Dreiling's 2nd home run of the season. (13-6) Hub City in the 6th.
Four for Dreiling. Stebbins finally breaks the tendency, goes with the breaking ball, and it is clubbed 106 miles an hour off the bat, easily over the bullpen. There's your insurance.
Brief conversation between the third baseman De Leon and Stebbins after that AB that the home plate umpire Michael Cross asks to end. And now Gutierrez from the right side. The pitch. Just off the plate. It was a strike away from ending in disappointment in the 6th for Hub City. Possibly leaving them loaded after no outs and the base is full. 1-0. Skips to the backstop. 2 balls, no strikes to Gutierrez. Dreiling says, I don't think so, and hammers it out near where Keith Jones launched his grand slam. 2 grand slams on the day for the Burgers. Dreiling's a couple innings late, or else he'd be signing the wall. 2 up, just outside. 3 balls, no strikes. He signed it enough.
Oh, yes, his name's all over. None of the batters he brought in reached because they hit.
Yep.
With 2 walks and a hit by pitch.
First hit of the inning. 3-0 on the outside corner. Those 3 runs charged to Cooper Adams. Isaac Stebbins will be responsible for Dreiling scoring. Feel a bit for Stebbins, who pulled off a great move, and he catches a piece of the outer black again against Gutierrez, who was off to first. It's 3-2. He almost came in with the bases full and no outs and escaped the jam, and he was a pitch away from doing it, but he didn't have the put-away pitch against Dreiling. 3-2. There's ball 4. Gutierrez quickly out of the box again, and this time he gets the walk to first. Brings up Keith Jones, who had the first grand slam of the day. With his dad in the broadcast booth joining us while it happened. If you're watching the broadcast, you can see Keith Jones Sr. right now. First pitch to the lefty. That's inside, ball 1. And they show that close-up view of Keith Jones II. His dad's in the jersey right behind him in the seats.
Here's
1-0 count, and here's the mound
visit.
Most of them have replaced pitchers today. Arms are running short on both sides. Stebbins, the 4th pitcher of the day for Greenville. Hub City's already used 3 on its own. 13-6, Spartanburgers over the Drive in the home half of the 6th. 1 in the first, 1 in the second, 7 in the third, and right now 4 in the 6th. Hub City. 1 in the first, 4 in the third, 1 in the 5th for Greenville. Mound visit over. Jones will dig back into a 1-0 count from the left side against the righty Stebbins. Gutierrez a threat to run at first. The pitch. outside, ball 2. Anthony's held on over by Brooks Brannon. Catcher turned first baseman today. Haven't had a chance to talk much about that. 2-0. In tight, ball 3. Both teams putting catchers at first base. Cal Stark gets the start at first today for Hub City. It's been a more comfortable experience at first than in left field so far for Stark. The pitch. That's in there at the knees. Meanwhile, Brooks Brannon, typically a catcher, makes the start at first today for Greenville. If you weren't with us last week, Saturday game, 3-1, called a strike, 3-2. Hub City wins at 15-4, but Cal Stark replaces Dylan Dreiling in left, where he has basically no experience. Dreiling was a bit injured, came out. He got a pop-up out there and dropped it. 3-2. Runner on the move. Jones spoils it off his front foot and takes a tumble to the dirt. Get some time to regroup as his manager Chad Comer makes the way down the third base line to check on him, and the trainer out of the first base dugout as well. Jones still on his backside. He chopped it right off his front foot.
He wears the shin guard, but it got him on the instep.
They help him to his feet, and he'll waddle it off. Never comfortable, but hopefully he's good to stay in this ballgame after he made his mark on this contest in the third with a grand slam.
Andrew, back to your point on the position switches here.
On the Cal Stark playing left?
He does not have a collegiate or professional appearance in left until last weekend.
Okay, what about at first?
He has played 3 games at first this year, as has Brooks Brannon. And for Cal Stark, it's his first time at first base since he was a junior in high school.
Yep. All right, we're ready for another 3-2 pitch to Jones. Foul back. Gutierrez on the move again. Will retreat back to first.
So Cal Stark's at first for the first time in 8 years.
He's done a decent job over there. Missed 1 pick, but that's about it. Another 3-2. Swing and a miss. Jones down on strikes to end the home half of the 6th, but not before Dylan Dreiling launches another grand slam, the second of the day for Hub City, and lifts this team to a 13-6 advantage. Top of the 7th is next on the Spartanburgers Radio Network.
Third Park for Thirsty Thursdays, presented by Spartanburg Community College for every Thursday home game. Now more Hub City Spartanburgers baseball on Fox Sports Spartanburg.
Saturday afternoon at the ballpark, turning towards Saturday evening as we head to the top of the 7th. Hub City in front of Greenville, 13-6 the score right now. New arm out of the bullpen, Larson Kindreich, the latest called on for Hub City. His first pitch of the 7th is a swing and a miss for strike 1 from the 3-hole hitter, Nelly Taylor Jr. Kindreich's had a great start to the season so far. Tall lefty deals home. Inside, ball 1. Kindreich's gotten a couple of results onto his stat line already. He's got 2 wins and 2 saves. The pitch. Popped up, shallow depth left field. Figueroa out from third. Hardy, the shortstop, calls him off and into the shade, makes the play. 1 up, 1 down. So far this year, Kindreich also yet to allow an earned run across 9 innings out of the pen. Faces the righty Zach Earhart. First pitch. Just missed outside, ball 1. 4 pitchers used so far today for Greenville. Kindreich the 4th for Hub City. 1 out, nobody on in the 7th. The pitch. Up high. 2-0 the count to Earhart. In a 13-6 Hub City advantage. Two-0. Earhart takes on the outer black. Strike 1. Makes sense on what is probably the hottest day of the year so far in baseball season, that these teams have been cycling pitchers in and out. 2-1. Taken low and inside, ball 3. But they've also been forced to because the offensives, well, they've come to play. 13 runs on 9 hits, 2 errors for Hub City, 6 runs, 7 hits, no errors for Greenville. 3-1. Check swing, slapped foul. Finds the seats. Runs the count to full.
DJ McCarty, Hub City's starter, who finished his outing probably 2 hours ago, is the only pitcher to throw over 60 pitches.
Yep. He's been in the dugout for a while. Might have put the ice on the arm and already taken it off. 3-2. Outside, ball 4. At this point, it'd be melted on an 80-degree day. 1 out walk to Earhart brings Miguel Blaze to the plate. On the field during batting practice, you could certainly feel it. It was noticeably different than the rest of the days this week. First pitch to Blaze. Slapped down the left field line, tailing a foul ball off the netting in front of the seats. Sun's still out. We had some clouds over top the ball field during the game, but they've dissipated, and it's all blue skies and sunshine now. Shadows starting to creep into the outfield. 0-1. Blaze takes on the outer black. Strike 2 called. Entire infield is shaded. Left and right field starting to draw shade. Gutierrez is standing in the bright sunlight in center field with his sunglasses on.
This is that dusk time that makes it really challenging for outfielders.
0-2's outside. 1-2.
Another thing is the lights are on. So if the ball gets sent straight up, gets caught in the glare, then you're running from sun to shade. It's a lot of things for your eyes to battle.
It's dropped down to 75 right now. 1-2. Hit high in the air, shallow left field again. In fact, it'll stay on the infield for Hardy this time, and the shortstop squeezes out number 2. Still a runner on first and 2 away. Brooks Brannon to the dish, trying to cut into a 13-6 Hub City lead. But when it was above 80 during the afternoon, it was hot. Players were sweating. High-intensity pitches all throughout the afternoon into the evening for the Arms. First pitch. Downstairs, ball 1. We talked with Drew Sanis, the hitting coach for Hub City, on the pregame show. He can't be disappointed with today's performance. 13 runs, pair of grand slams. The 1-0 bounced foul. When I caught up with him, he was indulging in a tropical smoothie cafe smoothie. Nice treat for the afternoon.
Sounds pretty good right about now.
Yeah, it does. You want to guess what he had in it? Waiting. 1-1. Outside corner, strike 2.
Well, I made a smoothie at my house this morning.
Okay.
And the wild berry mix.
Okay.
From
yeah,
the
the
local
frozen
grocery store.
frozen
Ingalls,
berries.
you would think.
Shout out Ingalls.
Oatmeal, spinach, whole milk, protein powder.
1-2, cut and a miss. Well, we'll wait for Ian Unsworth's guess, and we'll finish his recipe for his morning smoothie after this. Stretch time at Fifth Third Park, brought to you by the Spartanburg Regional. 7th inning stretch as we head to the bottom of the 7th. It's 13-6 Hub City on the Spartanburgers Radio Network.
Hi, I'm Test Director Rick from ServPro, leader in cleaning, restoration, and construction.
Arturo Diesel leads off the home half of the 7th inning. Burger Bats back to work in a 13-6 Hub City lead. Isaac Stebbins back on the mound. First full inning of work for the righty. He deals. Diesel bounces it foul up the first base line. Could use some turnip greens and some sweet tea right about now.
Are we going to go back to the smoothie thing?
Sure, let's do it. We haven't finished the Ian Unsworth trademark smoothie recipe as the 0-1 misses outside. Ball and a strike. You were saying you had the mixed berries, you had some oatmeal in there, which is a bit unusual.
Carbs.
Okay. Didn't know if there was any textural reasons. 1-1's lifted out of play. 1-2.
Well, the texture's not great, but if you grind it finely enough, it will be okay.
Okay.
So then you go, to kind of counteract that, you go banana,
got
some
it.
thick, creamy textures, and then the Greek yogurt. Added a little spinach, get the greens in, the antioxidants.
1-2, off the end of the barrel foul.
Finish it off with a scoop of protein powder and a little whole milk.
It's a lot going on, I'm going to be completely honest. Most of my smoothies don't have that many ingredients.
This is like the morning get you going for the day.
Yeah, that's the extreme right there. 1-2 again. In tight. Another question for you. Have you considered leaving the oatmeal out and eating it separate? Like go smoothie without the oatmeal plus oatmeal on the side?
I usually eat this with about 4 eggs.
2-2 is lashed up the first base line foul. Yeah, you love your food. You love your breakfast, apparently.
Well, when you're at the ballpark from about 9 to 9,
yeah,
plus the rest of the game,
it's certainly keeping you going.
You got to fuel up,
I guess. 2-2. Poked high in the air, right over the heart of the infield. Third baseman De Leon just behind the mound has it for the first out. Diesel retired. Long it back goes to Stebbins. He picks up the win there and brings Casey Cook to the plate with nobody on M1 out. 13-6 Hub City in the bottom of the 7th. Another question for you. How are you making your eggs?
Scrambled.
Okay, good. Like that. I love the pepper on the eggs. I go plenty of pepper on mine as the first pitch is outside ball 1 to Cook.
I will sometimes throw a little bit of hot sauce in the egg mixture before I scramble it.
Actually, I think that's better than after it.
Oh, and then I'll put more on after.
1-0 on the ground to second. Up with it Alcantara. He's got Cook at first, and there's 2 down. Well, no, I don't like that. I could get behind, like, putting something in for flavor to make it spicy. Although I don't know. I stick to the regular pepper, but I don't know. The hot sauce on after the eggs, I don't like that. Does your smoothie taste good? Or are you eating it just for the nutrients?
No, it tastes good.
Okay, good. First pitch taken just inside ball 1.
It doesn't taste like chalk and spinach. It tastes like mixed berries and banana.
Good. There you go. Got to get the proportions right. Ball and no strikes on Stark with 2 down, nobody on.
But it's all freestyle. I never measure.
It's the way to Cook. And Cal Stark has been hit again. That time it just caught a piece of his front panel, so he's not too frustrated with this one. He's aboard with 2 outs. Brings Glader Figueiredo to the plate.
For those of you wondering, Andrew and I, throughout our college years, both took a cooking class.
Yeah, I'm big in the kitchen. I love to cook. So do you.
It was a full industrial kitchen. It was
awesome.
It wasn't like you just hop in the little rink-a-dink thing they had stuffed in the bottom of an old library.
First pitch, that's there for strike 1 on the inner half to Figueiredo. I enjoyed it so much I took it twice.
And you were a TA.
No, I just took it twice.
Oh, I thought you were a TA.
No, but I did take it again just for fun. Great class to take with the friends. Didn't count for anything, but that doesn't matter. Scorcher up the middle, base hit into the right center field gap. That'll roll forever, all the way to the track out in right center field. Wait for Stark around third. Stop sign at second for Figueiredo. He's got an RBI double, and it's 14-6 in the 7th, Hub City. That was a frozen missile that covered all the ground here at Fifth Third Park. It didn't leave the ground from the right of the pitcher's mound all the way to the outfield warning track in right center. And it scores Stark from first, easily.
106 off the bat. Projected distance, 96 feet. With about 200 yards of topspin.
Brings Brock to the plate, right on right. First pitch. Swinging a foul tip back to the netting. 0-1. Before we run out of time, in case anybody's still hanging on to find out what was in the smoothie for Drew Santis, he went chocolate and peanut butter today. He went with the sweets. 0-1. Outside. Although peanut butter that'll keep you full throughout the game.
Before we run out of time, could have led to about 6 different ventures of this conversation.
We're not running out of any time.
No.
Just might run out of time in this inning.
We're going to run out of daylight before we run out of time.
Yeah, the lights are already on. 14-6 Hub City, the 1-1. Swing and a miss. 2 outs, runner at second, and Brock at the plate in the bottom of the 7th in a 1-2 count.
Now, Andrew, I pose this to you.
Sure.
What was your favorite dish that you made in cooking class?
Oh, man.
It is dinner time, so you're making some mouths water here.
Yeah, so many good dishes. 1-2. Cut and a miss. Well, you can come back in the top of the 8th for the answer. Julian Brock strikes out. That's what they call a tease, everybody. You'll stay with us, surely, into the top of the 8th. 14-6 Hub City on top of Greenville through 7 on the Spartanburgers Radio Network.
This summer, we're
City Spartanburgers. Visit Spartanburg-waste.com for more information. Now back to the ballpark for more Spartanburgers baseball.
Top of the 8th, Larson Kindreich still out there. Hub City in front 14-6, and here's Ian Unsworth to finally take you home.
Well, 2 touchdowns on the board for Hub City, 2 field goals for Greenville. Larson Kindreich pitching to Marvin Alcantara. As Andrew digs into a plate of tacos to my right, the lefty comes set and delivers. A strike on the outer half. What a ball game.
Sorry, I'm hungry.
No, you go for it.
I gotta tell the people first about what my favorite thing I made in cooking class was, though.
The 1-1. Broken bat chopper back to the bump. Kindreich fields with the glove at the head. Throws to first. Andrew's culinary experience, and then we go through the ball game.
Yeah, we'll finish that up later. Well, my 3 favorite days in the class are the last 3 weeks when you do different cuisines. First, 8 or 10 weeks, you're learning different techniques.
Pitch to Hudson White. Righty takes outside.
And so Asian cuisine, Italian cuisine, and Cajun cuisine are my 3 favorite days in the class.
The pitch. 1-0 fouled back over the booth.
Goodness. Today couldn't get even crazier.
Andrew's saying that because the first one almost was a catch, but it flew into his hands and dropped.
We were 6 inches from a ball in the booth again.
This one dented the roof.
I mean, that hit maybe 6 inches above the booth.
Swing and a miss. Ball and 2 strikes. You can see the paint chips flew off.
To be fair, we had no shot at that one. It was above our heads. If it came in, it was just going to dent the back of the room.
Well, then it might have hit one of our computers. Then this whole thing would be for naught. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Kindreich blows a heater past Hudson White for his 2nd strikeout. Hub City 14, Greenville 6. 2 outs, top 8.
Anyways, Italian Day was great. Made some coconut gelato that was fantastic. Could use some right now.
The pitch to De Leon. Up and in for ball 1.
We also made arancini.
Rice balls.
Well, kind of. Fried risotto balls, basically.
Left on right, the 1-0. Hammered foul. Plug next to the third base coach's box, 1-1.
Not something I could eat right now on an 80-degree day, but
I would fall asleep.
A lot of fun to make the risotto and then fry it. Very delicious.
So Italian Day seems to be the favorite of the 3?
Probably.
De Leon golfs a slider foul.
Pizza Day in the class also.
It's exactly what it sounds like.
It is, but it's pretty fun.
To wrap up the cooking class, the final day was a chopped style segment for those of you who have ever seen the show on Food Network. 1-2 pitch. Oh, just missed the outside corner. Good spot for Kindreich with the breaker. They give you a basket of stuff and say, figure out a meal.
Yep.
In the TV show, it's much more wacky. Maybe a chocolate frosted donut to make an entree. 2-2. Skips in the dirt. De Leon, full count. In class, things were a bit simplified, and they wanted us to use the techniques we learned over the first 6 or 7 weeks of the semester. And most of the time, it came out all right. 3-2, 2 outs. The pitch. Fouled back. De Leon stays alive. Base is clear with 2 outs in the top of the 8th. Sun setting behind the third base side of Fifth Third Park. Crooked number in the bottom of the 3rd. A 7 spot for Hub City. The big difference in this ball game. Pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Back-to-back Ks put a cap on the 8th for Larson Kindreich. After 7.5 at Fifth Third Park, the Spartanburgers up 8 on the drive. The Spartanburgers Radio Network. Potential last ups for the Spartanburgers in the bottom of the 8th. Hub City up 14-6 on the Greenville drive. This has turned into a blowout, so much that the drive have put a position player on the mound. Albert Feliz is on the hill. We've seen him play first base. He's a listed outfielder, a righty. He delivers up and into Hardy. Theo Hardy, 1 for 3. Single, also hit by a pitch, came around to score. Feliz has got a big old outfielder's mitt on the mound. The 3-0. Bottom of the zone, think it's about to open up. There's a strike.
Well, he's got quite the arm on him. He's throwing low 90s right now.
The pitch goes up and out. That was 93, but also ball 4. The only job for Feliz at this point is to get the thing over the plate. Can he is another question. This is Feliz's 9th professional appearance on the mound as he deals to Marcus Smith. Called strike over the inner half. Smith pinch hitting for Dylan Dreiling. Dreiling 3 walks and a grand slam in the 6th. Right on left, Feliz comes home. Fastball, tapped foul. Dreiling's pull side smash was the Spartanburgers' 2nd grand slam of the afternoon. The pitch. Smith takes outside. Ball and 2 strikes. Keith Jones and Dylan Dreiling both found the green grass beyond the concrete wall that separates the field from the bullpens. The 1-2. Called strike 3. Smith rung up on a fastball knee high. Albert Feliz's 8th professional strikeout. Anthony Gutierrez up next. Feliz actually pitched 4 separate times last year for the low-A Salem Red Sox. He delivers. Fastball at 95, up and outside. He's got some gas in the tank. Last year gave up 3 earned runs in 5 1/3. His 1-0. Below the knees. He finished 3 of the 4 games he pitched. But if it turns out that the whole hitting thing doesn't work out for Feliz, who right now is batting 133, maybe pitching's an option. The 2-0. Outside.
There are plenty of examples of guys that go into the minors playing in the field or pitching and make it to the majors doing the other.
Feliz comes home. Fastball over the inner half, 91. 3-1 to Gutierrez. The impressive thing is it doesn't look like he's trying all that hard. It's a very casual motion, just from the stretch. Kicking a pitch. Way inside to Gutierrez. That's ball 4. Anthony Gutierrez now ties Keith Jones' season high for the Spartanburgers. 4 walks in a single game. Through the line score here for Hub City. 1 in the 1st, 1 in the 2nd, 7 in the 3rd, 4 in the 6th, and 1 more for good measure in the 7th. 2 on, 1 out for Jones. He takes a first pitch strike at the knees. The 0-1. Cranked the other way, but foul. Jones at the first grand slam. Also walked back in the first. Leads the 0-2. Sails high and outside. Right on left. Outfielder Albert Feliz on the hill for Greenville. Trails by 8 in the bottom of the 8th. The 1-2. Jones rips a line drive into right center, and it's scooting towards the gap. Hardy around third to score. Gutierrez gets the stop sign there as Rodriguez made a sliding stop in front of the warning track. Tack another extra base hit for Keith Jones. A double to score one more in the bottom of the 8th. 15-6, Hub City in front. What an offensive display from the Spartanburgers. My goodness. Infield in. Pitch up and in to Diesla. He stares home and fires. Diesla fouls it off. Now this is when guys can get a little selfish. Diesla will always take home run swings. There's no real risk. Spartanburgers up 9, 2 on, 1 out. The pitch to Diesla. Foul tip for strike 2. There's the Hurricane hack all these fans have come to know and love. He's a deep breath. The 1-2. Up and in. All fastballs from Feliz. Career 9 ERA for the righty. The pitch to Diesla. Off behind home plate, out of play. Andrew, do you have any examples of position players that have gone on to pitch? The first that pops into my mind is John Olerud, who's now got the award for two-way player of the year named after him in the college ranks.
Yeah.
2-2. Diesla rips it down the right field line. Line drive that keeps on carrying. Lace makes a leaping catch at the track. Gutierrez home to score. Jones tags from second to third. Spartanburgers up 10, 16-6.
I don't have a great example for you. I mean, Shohei's obviously doing stuff right now that a lot of people weren't sure would ever really be done at the level that he's doing it, but there's a number of guys that have started doing that at the college ranks, and then it's all about, you know, figuring out which one skill usually translates to the next level.
He spikes a fastball. Pitch it to Casey Cook. Feliz just reached out to Michael Cross, who was going to give him a baseball. Feliz put out a fist for a fist bump. We're at that point in the ball game, folks. Over 3 hours.
He's probably enjoying himself out there.
I don't think so.
He's got a smile on his face. He was talking back and forth with Diesla during that event. You know, I watched and listened to a lot of stuff about this year's draft because obviously the Jacksonville Jaguars with a big pick, Travis Hunter, two-way football player, which rarely happens as well. Kind of hearing what NFL teams plan to do. Hunter plans to play both ways in the NFL, but some teams were leaning on drafting him more for defense versus more for offense. Sounds like the plan is to have him out there for most of the snaps on one side of the ball and then just in specialty packages on the other side. But I don't know. You think doing it on the football field or on the baseball field is more impressive?
I would say football just because of the physical contact.
High intensity all the time.
We've now got a delay as Hudson White had to make a gear modification over there to the third base dugout as if this game couldn't have any other twists and turns.
I believe he might have broken one of the clips on one of those leg guards, so he had to go get new one.
Feliz winds and deals. Casey Cook drives a foul ball the opposite way. So the name that's been stuck in my head, at least when it comes to two-way guys, is Carlos Marmol. Okay? Cubs reliever. Hey, this is a random baseball guy if you could ever think of it. 1-1 from Feliz. Popped up on the infield. The outfielder gives way to De Leon, the third baseman, who makes the catch. Marmol is from the same hometown as Leandro Lopez.
There you go.
There's your connection. That'll wrap up the 8th. Put a bow on it. 2 more runs across for the Spartanburgers, who put a 10-run lead on the drive, heading into the top of the 9th on the Spartanburgers Radio Network.
Hey fans, catch the excitement of minor league baseball.
The Spartanburgers, helping to care for the team and our community as they enjoy games. Now back to the ballpark in Spartanburgers baseball.
AFL call to the bullpen for the top of the 9th. Seth Clark into the game for Larson Kindright. 16-6. Spartanburgers over the drive. Clark to Yoferi Rodriguez. Swing and a miss, strike 1. What an afternoon of offense. It's come from every single spot in the Spartanburgers lineup. The 0-1 dives down and away. All 9 Spartanburgers to grace the field this afternoon have scored a run. Marcus Smith has replaced Dylan Dreiling at left for what it's worth. The 1-1. Foul back. Ball and 2 strikes from Clark. Dealing left on left to Rodriguez, the top of the Greenville order. Dylan Dreiling and Keith Jones both have grand slams. The 1-2. Softly tapped back to the mound. Clark won't field it bare hand. Instead, give way to Hardy, who has no play at first. Seth Clark thought about stopping it with his left hand, but that's his throwing hand and not worth it in a game like this. So there's a man on first, no out, stop the 9th.
Yeah, scoreboard certainly helps dictate that decision.
Kindright, for what it's worth, tossed 2 innings, 3 strikeouts, keeps his ERA to 0. Pitch to Zanatello, and he takes it to knees for a strike. Grand slam topped off a 7-run third. That was was Jones's first. And then Dreiling put 4 up in the 6th with his no-doubt shot. Clark misses low to Zanatello. It's 1-1. This is an afternoon of offense unlike any other for the Spartanburgers. Duplicates last Saturday in the scoring column. 1-1 pitch bounce foul. And also with the total amount of home runs. Arturo Diesla and Quincy Scott both went yard in a 15-4 victory over Bowling Green last weekend. But today has taken us on a roller coaster ride unlike any other game this year. 1-2, Rodriguez takes off, the pitch misses outside, no throw. That is as indifferent as it gets defensively. Especially because in the top of the third, Greenville put up a 4 spot. They got McCarty, the Hub City starter, out of the ball game. Off speed, lifted to center. Gutierrez camps and catches the can of corn for the first out of the top of the 9th. New baseball for Seth Clark. Nellie Taylor coming up.
Really? 10 down?
Hardy only went 2 2/3, but between Josh Maleris, Joey Danielson, Larson Kindreich, and now Clark pitch to Taylor. Strike, chest high. The bullpen is combined for 5 2/3 of scoreless baseball. Clark delivers. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. And Hub City up 10 runs. 16 on 11 hits. On the cusp of a series win. 0-2 pitch bends just below the knees. On the pitching side, you've got 11 strikeouts to highlight. Just 4 walks. The 1-2. Taylor reaches out and taps it foul. Defensively, there have been some bumps. Throwing error on the shortstop Hardy, and a goofy play in center field where Anthony Gutierrez caught it, dropped it on the transfer, and it was ruled a single. Taylor belts a line drive into right center. Jones scoops it up right in front of the warning track. Trotting home, Rodriguez taps the dish. 16-7. Hub City lead down to 9. Zach Gerhardt up next. The pitch. Inside thigh high to the second Gerhardt in the Red Sox system. His older brother Drew's currently with AA Portland. Left on right, 1-0 pitch. Taylor jogs to second as it breezes across the knees. The 1-1. Called strike 2. Credit the fans who have stuck around for nearly 3.5 hours. Burger boys on the field have made it worth their while. The 1-2. Head high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out in the top of the 9th. Taylor on second. Seth Clark looking to put a bow on this thing. The lefty set. He delivers. Check swing. He did not go. Brock dropped the ball. Taylor hops over to third.
Hey. Gotta pay for it. Gotta pay for
it. 3-2. The pitch. Up and in. It scoots away from Brock. Taylor. Okay, now he's home. He jogged. Scooted away from Julian Brock.
Goodness gracious. That was a lackadaisical jog to the plate.
Here comes Chad Comer out to talk with Seth Clark. 3 of the first 4 batters Clark has faced have reached at the top of the 9th. Still a 9-run lead, but the last thing you want to do here is burn another arm out of the pen if Clark's getting towards his pitch limit.
25 runs across the first 4 games of this series. We're at 24 right now on today's game alone.
Greenville team that came in with an ERA of 4.22. To begin the series, it was over 4.5. Hub City's bats dropped it almost to 4.15 for tonight. Clark's first pitch is inside to Miguel Blaze. Greenville runners continue around the bases unimpeded. Earhart now on second. Clark stares home in the 1-0. Swing and a miss. It is 16-8. 2 outs separate Hub City Spartanburgers. First series win. The pitch. In the dirt. Brock stops it between the wickets.
No right roads?
Miguel Blaze, 2 for 4, 2 singles. Even though these last 2 runs have been cheapies, 8 is nothing to scoff at for the Greenville offense. The pitch. Outside corner for strike 2. 2-hit afternoon for Taylor. Blaze with 2. Clark with a 2-2. Blaze pops it up on the infield. Cook trots in, edge of the infield grass, makes the catch. Earhart stays put on second. There's 2 outs. So Brooks Brannon stands between Seth Clark and a happy jog to the first base dugout. Complete with a lot of high fives. The pitch. Up and in. Brannon backs out of the way. 1 for 4, an infield single. The only hit for Brooks Brannon. Clark set, stares home, and the 1-0. Swing and a miss. That's his best pitch of the night. Off speed that dove into the dirt. Some of the crowd wants to beat the traffic. 1-1 was below the knees, but plenty are sticking around, making some noise. There will be a good chunk of this ballpark that migrates just a couple blocks north to Morgan Square. The 2-1. Fouled back, 2-2. And they'll spend the rest of the evening eating, not necessarily smoothies, and drinking,
not necessarily smoothies,
and having themselves a grand old time. 2-2, 2 outs. Clark fires. 58-footer. Brock stops it with the chest. 8-run lead for Hub City. Earhart on second. Brannon stepping back in. Twilight of downtown Spartanburg. Clark set. The 3-2. Called strike 3 at the knees. A memorable Saturday at Fifth Third Park in the books. 16-8. Spartanburgers win and secure a series victory in the first iteration of the I-85 rivalry. Hub City downs the drive 16-8 on the back of a 7-run third and 2 grand slams. $11 total hits. If you're watching MILB TV, you see him there. Keith Jones forever etched in Hub City immortality with the first Grand Slam in Spartanburgers history. Dylan Dreiling followed up with the second just 3 innings later.
What a ball game. What an afternoon. What a moment on the broadcast with Keith's dad here in the booth when he hit that Grand Slam.
Pretty special stuff.
Day that we won't forget, and certainly the Spartanburgers won't forget for a long time. Their best offensive day of the season, and certainly a day that the Jones family will never forget.
It'll be one to celebrate tonight. Of course, the best part about baseball is we get to do it all tomorrow. 2:05 first pitch at Fifth Third Park. Not only will we be on the Spartanburgers Radio Network, we'll also be on the CW. So, join us at 1:50 for the pregame show. Jose Gonzalez and Peyton Tolley on the mound for their respective ball clubs. We'll be back in a moment for the Spartanburgers postgame show. Andrew will take you through all the highlights. There were a good chunk of them throughout this Saturday ball game. A 16-8 win for the Spartanburgers. Thanks so much for tuning in, and back with Andrew for the postgame show on the Spartanburgers Radio Network.
Ingos sells more organics than any other store, or that they run their own dairy, or that they only serve USDA choice and prime meat? Did you know that they have more local craft beer than any place else, or that they have Energy Smart stores, or that they professionally slice and